Oh yeah, pew 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 pew. We are back and we are live. It is the Rumble on Rumble podcast every Sunday night live, 7 Central, 8 East. I am your co-host, FW Mike. F stands for fresh, W stands for white, fresh, white, like your favorite pair of shoes. That's where you find me on Twitter. But enough about me. I am so excited to introduce the co-host of co-hosts, the DJ of DJs, the homie of homies. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my friend and yours, DJ Protocol.
DJ Protocol.
We can't hear you, dog. We can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. I
There
had
you
pressed
are.
the mute because I was jamming. I didn't want to be coughing, like, certain co-hosts. But it's all good, man. It's all good. What's up, world, man? Your boy Pro checking in the building. I'm tired, man. I've been a moving motherfucker this weekend, man.
You have been rolling. So that little cough that I have was not muted. Okay, rock on. Good to know.
No.
I thought that was on mute while this stuff was
bro.
playing. All right.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. We caught a little bit. We knew you was getting lifted right before the show. Fuego, what up, bro? Amy, what's up, sis?
Yeah, shout out to Amy. Shout out to Fuego. We love y'all both. Man, so much to catch up on. I'm going to try to do this in order. And if I leave anything out, let me know. But I'm going to try to, start from the oldest to the newest. Oldest is, and you went into it a little bit on Friday Night Flights, but the Orange Crush, Tybee Island situation. Thing is, we covered it, but you got some real legit follow-up. Correct me if I'm wrong, from the mayor and some other city officials. Give you some good info.
Yeah.
And, for the folks that might be listening here and stuff like that, kind of give us a wrap-up, if you will, all in. How did it end up, and what is the mayor and the officials you've been talking to? How did it, were you right? Was Pro accurate in the scenario? How was it, man?
Pro was pretty accurate in the scenario, man. It was a good weekend, all in all. One major problem, yes, it was definitely that. It was definitely that, Fuego. Yes, it was. It went well, right? So, they had it went well. The optics of it with all the police, because they had to prepare themselves for what they had last year. Again, guys, Tybee Island is a 3 square mile island with 3,000 population, with a 2-lane road in and out. There's a few places where it ends up being like 3, but that's a 2-lane road. Like, you know what that is. So last year they had like 111,000 people show up. And that rocked the city for a weekend. You can believe that. Of 3,000, you used to 3,000 people, and then all of a sudden you get swarmed by 100,000. It's like that episode of SpongeBob. You know what I'm saying? When Mr. Crab had the smelly smell, and the smell that was almost smelly, and he told SpongeBob to get the special spatula. And what happened? He came down from the rafters with the special spatula, and that's what Tybee Island did, right? They came down with the special spatula. They got the police, they got the barricades, and all that stuff. And a lot of people hated, oh my gosh, they're going hard against black people. And I was like, no, man, they just trying to protect themselves. They've had shootings. They've had people overdosing. They had a whole lot of stuff that went on last year that they didn't want to partake this year. They prepared. People heard about all the police and the preparation, and it went from 111,000 people to 54,000 people. It was pretty awesome. Yeah. Millennials know what's up. Anyway, it was a great weekend. Again, they had one fight, one major brawl. I ain't gonna say it was a fight, it was a major brawl. And it was funny because with all the police presence, they still brawled out of control. But I don't know. I'm in the middle of whether the police did the right thing or not. They just let them fight. Right? They just let them fight. No, they didn't try to go break up, because it was a big mob of black children, black college students, right, surrounding this fight. And I know they seen it, but it was like, yeah, we're not finna go get into that, because it could cause a big issue. So we're just gonna let them diffuse it. If it looks like it gets really, really bad, then we'll go over and save it. But outside of that issue, the mayor was fine. The mayor liked what happened. As far as the people who came out, he said for the most part they were respectable. Outside of the liquor that was being poured in my house, and some coochie popping on the handstand in the sand, outside of that, it was pretty good. And they're not opposed. This was the biggest thing that I took out of it, is that they were not opposed to holding the festival or having someone come through, do the permitting process for the festival, and actually, take control of it. And it's a big feat. We're talking about securing a 3 square mile island, talking about, making sure that parking is adequate and trash cleanup is adequate. And that was a big thing this year, is that we have a new law in Georgia. So when they have to step out and get extra police for unpermitted event, get extra staff for unpermitted events, or any cost occurred for unpermitted events, they can sue the people who was promoting online to show up on Tybee Island for this special event. So there's been subpoenas served to people. There's definitely going to be some people who's going to have to incur some costs. I don't think it was 250,000 this year like it was last year. I think it was like closer to the 200,000 range, but I don't think it had broken 200,000 yet. So they're going to sue for that. But outside of that, they want people to come and apply for permits properly. And in talking to him, I think we got something major in the bag that we're working on. We'll talk more this week and start preparing for next year, man. All in all, man, it was rad. I'm glad the kids. The only thing I'm pissed off about is these college kids. I don't even care about the twerking on the beach. I really don't give a damn. Like, honestly, he's a 35-year-old. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as there's no kids around, do your thing.
Well, and college
But
student's gonna college student. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know.
It's a given. So, hey, do what you do. I'm a college DJ. I did that for, X amount of years of my life. So I understand. My problem came with, though, is the littering that they did, right? You're college students. And I know you're younger than me. I know that I, as a millennial from 1988 who got the glory years of the 90s, I know that I saw Dawn commercials for oil spills. I seen the save the marine life when they were cutting up the 6 packs from the sodas, and the don't trash the beach. Like, I seen all of that myself. And if I know if they put it and banged it into us, they banged it into them. Like, because they've only gone harder. The liberals have only gone harder with, quote unquote, protecting the environment. So being that, these are college students, I know they saw it. I wish they would have done better with the trash. I wish they would have not thrown the trash just on the ground, because it was horrible, man. Like, seeing where they were, it looked like these third world countries like India, right? Where they have like all the trash that's along the banks and you just see lines of trash. It wasn't as dirty, although Tybee Island water is already brown, right? It wasn't as much trash, but it was enough trash. So you'd be like, oh man, come on, guys. You guys shouldn't do that. Plus, you got alcohol bottles and you're throwing them on the ground on the beach. Glass and sand don't mix. It
Never.
is
Yeah.
not a good thing. So, I just wish that as college students, because I have to put them on this pedestal as being, oh, the next leaders and college students. Well, then act like it, please. And something as little as not littering on the beach, I would expect you to be able to do that. If I expect you to cut me open, you know what I'm saying, as a doctor,
Right.
or to be my lawyer. Like, I would want you to know how to operate within the laws if you're going to be my lawyer.
Manage my finances. Yeah, even put together a cell phone for me. I need you to be able to know Glass Beach bad. What do you think the outcome of the lawsuits are going to be? And do you know who they're kind of going after? Are they going after small guys throwing parties? Are they going after more established promotion companies? Who are they going after, if you know? And then what do you think the result of this is going to be? This is the first time they've tried it, right?
Yeah, this will be the first time that they've done it, because the law just got in place for cities to be able to recoup on finances problems occurred. So they're going to go after only the people who are promoters, some of them have legit companies, right? Who said, hey, beach bash Tybee Island Friday XYZ, Saturday XYZ, Sunday XYZ. If they did that, right? If they just promoted a party at the club, then they're in the free and clear. It's only the people who are originating. Hey, go to Tybee Island. We want to see you here. And there was like one person who was initially served, and there was like 2 people, maybe 3 people who got served on Tybee. Like they went out to Tybee Island and they knew who they were. They was like, "Hey, how you doing? This, that, and the third. Shake your hand and pleasure to meet you. This. Here you go. You've been served." Type joint. You know what I mean?
And I wonder if these cats do. It's like, oh, are you Bob from Party Time Promotions, the promoter on this flyer? Yes, that's me.
Mhm.
I'm Bob. Okay, cool. Here's your summons. See
Yep.
you in
Yep.
court.
Yep. Yep.
Ah,
It's that type. It was that type situation, bro.
ah, ah.
So it is what it is though. But I'm glad it went out without a hitch. Normally the last few years, we've had shootings during Orange Crush. This year we didn't have any shootings out on Tybee Island during Orange Crush. So that was definitely an accomplishment. I'm proud of them for that. Out of all the arrests that they could have done, there was only 11 arrests. Out of all the citations they could have issued, there were only 54 citations issued. Um, you know, it's pretty smooth. Now they did have a big this is dummies. This is where I look at dummies. And again, I've been a college student. I've employed college students for a long time. I'm only 35. I'm like still right there, right? Um, you had somebody who literally thought it was a smart idea to traffic large amounts during Orange Crush. You didn't go in there a week before, a week and a half before. You went Friday. Needless to say, there was a very large drug bust on the way out to Tybee Island for them. And, hey, their numbers just went up because somebody decided that they wanted to be that dumbass and traffic a large amount of drugs to the weekend of a big college party that the island already really are feeling some type of way about because it's unpermitted. So
And as you were saying earlier, it's 2 lanes. One way in, one way out. No way
that
they're
right.
gonna have checkpoints there.
No, of course not.
There's
Who,
no
who would think
way.
that?
What? They don't want you there. There's one way in. There's no way they're gonna be looking for illegal stuff to keep you out. That's wow. But man, I'm glad it sounds like overall it went better. I like the fact that, we're lucky, folks like us, to have somebody like you in charge of something like that, or excuse me, in communications with the people in charge of
Mhm.
things like that, because, it's good for everyone. You know what I mean? If Pro's doing a big Tybee Island party next year, everybody, all the hoteps can be involved. Everybody who follows you locally and nationally can be involved. It'll be a hell of a time. It's a lot of work for
Mhm.
me, but I'm down. All I can see is the work. You know me. All I can see is,
You
the
how you
phone
think I
calls and the arrangements, but we good. We good.
we gonna
So,
make it.
we the plan is happening. So, yeah, man,
Yes.
that is awesome. That is awesome, man. Goodness. Okay, and we'll roll right into Tuesday. How was the show Tuesday? For those of you that don't know, Pro Fest. That's what I'm saying. Pro Fest. Can we call it the Rumble on Rumble Fest, Fuego? Ooh. Anyway, I'm kidding. Anyway, not feeling the love. Anyway, I'm kidding. Fuego, I know you love me. I'm your favorite, Fuego. It's fair. But back to it. For those of you that don't know, Pro actually produces a show on Tuesday nights
Yes.
for some local politicians and people involved locally. Fresh Fest.
Fresh Fest.
Well, here, we would need, well, that would be like a farmer's market thing. So, crusty chicks. So, anyway,
Ah,
kidding. See, don't get me off on my comedy. I'm trying to do work here. That show's growing. You've been talking to some hitters. You've been talking to I believe, some hitters in the Democratic Party in the state of
mhm,
Georgia, as well
mhm.
as, some everyday folks and stuff like that. How has that been going for you there?
It's been a time. I'll just say that. It's been a time. I'm the staple conservative of I'll say moderate. She says she's independent now. She's been voting Democrat no matter what, for a very long time. So she's freshly off the plantation, if you would, in a sense. She says she's independent, but she's cool. She's still auntie at the end of the day. We have some very live conversations, but I'm the staple conservative over on her show. She loves to say Republican. I'm like, yo, stop that. I have to stress to them all the time. It's a duopoly. You guys have made it a duopoly, either Democrat or Republican. I'm not getting Democrat. I'm not putting my name under the Democrat banner, no matter what. So the only other option at the moment is the Republican Party. And I have my quorums with them, and I definitely take it up with them. But at the end of the day, that's the only place that I can call home to get some things happening for my folk. So I'm going to be there. But I express some points, and I talk, and I give a good conservative side of the scale, and they love it. So it's cool. She definitely respects me and respects it, and they learn a lot. Her fans learn a lot. So it's pretty cool. It's been pretty fun, man. We've had the chair of the Democrat Party was there recently, he's a pretty cool guy. I think that if he had somewhere else that he could go to, this is just me, this is my opinion, this is anything he has said or said to me in confidence, this is just my belief. And I believe that if he had somewhere else to land that wasn't the Republican Party, I think that that young man would jump out. If he has a parachute, he would, and if he didn't, he'd jump out and be like, catch me, please catch me, because I'm here. But other than that, we've had some pretty good conversations. She has a lot of other Democrats that call in. Her callers are funny. They are funny as shit, but I love it.
Mainly Democrat, or
Oh,
what would you say?
absolutely. They're left. I don't even have to mention Trump, and there are callers who will be like, "This brother is over here talking about Trump." Like, I ain't talking about no Trump. Like, y'all put me in. I say it all the time. You guys make me Captain Save a Trump. I don't trying to be Captain Save a Trump. I just be moving with policy. But when you say stupid stuff like he said he's making these sneakers so black people can vote for him, he didn't say that shit. Tell the truth.
Never,
Just
not
tell the truth.
once.
You know what
Why
I'm saying?
would
It was,
he?
hey,
Yeah.
he has no need to. It's like, hey, I've always wanted to, put out a pair of sneakers, and I've been working on this for the past few years, and now it's, we've done it, and we've got X amount done. Like, think about this, people. Just a quick second. How long does it take for shoe companies to print up, make shoes, get boxes designed, printed, put together, and out? I'm pretty sure it takes more than 2 damn days. So for you people to say, hey, he got hit with this lawsuit and he came out with these shoes to pay for it, and also so he can get black people support, like, that shit does not make sense. This man has been chasing. This is what makes me fuck with Trump. Before he was president, he wanted to do something. He went and fucking did it. He wanted to start a motherfucking football league. The motherfucker went and started a goddamn football league. He wanted an airline. The motherfucker started an airline. Like, everybody like, oh, he's went bankrupt all these times. Oh, so the man chased his dreams and realized that, man, you know what? This may not be the best thing for me. Let me jump out while I can save myself. I want somebody who chases his dreams. I'm somebody who chases his dreams. I wanted a radio station. I made a radio station. I wanted a show. I made a show. And then I made another show. And then I got with a partner, and guess what? We made another show. You know what I mean? Like, chasing your dreams. That's what you do. I want a club. I'm building a club. That's what you do. So yes, I love the fact that that man chases his dreams, because I'm a fucking dream chaser. So shouts out to 45 for that. Shout out to the haters who don't even gonna do nothing but hate, because you haters really be motivators for all those people who out here getting shit done.
And just to get into the bankruptcy thing just a little bit deeper, people don't understand. The most frustrating part about the internet and what we do is it gives people in the cheap seats the same amount of time and press as the head coach of the team. You got complimentary tickets from your work, because, Bob's Plumbing is trying to get your boss to buy Bob's Plumbing. And so you got free tickets to the Thunder game. And now you should be able to coach these NBA players. And you're going to let me know everything we're doing wrong as a team. Well, you have no clue how any of this works. You don't even think of it. Like, your idea of how a basketball team, the start of that is just wrong and incorrect. And I'm sorry. And you know what? Sure. If in your world that's how things worked, you'd probably be right, bro. Unfortunately, that's just not how stuff works. It drives me crazy. And I understand, man, that's how the grift is made. No hate in the game. But when it comes to something like business bankruptcies, not personal, because you got in too deep and you got 14 credit cards and your kids are going to go hungry. business bankruptcies happen all the time for many, many different reasons, right? In the same
Mhm.
way that people are like, oh, Trump water, Trump steaks. It's like, yeah, because the man has hotels and golf courses, and he has investment in hotels and golf courses around the country. Now, when you go to a Hyatt or when you go to a Marriott, it's Marriott water you're drinking. It's white labeled water with a Marriott brand label on it. And it's how they make money and control their costs and keep the cost of that
Mhm.
product cheap for their customers. It also allows
Mhm.
them a write off on the cost of doing business, which is all good things for them business wise. All the kind of
Mhm.
stuff that if my president understood this and tried to apply this to the American person's tax code, I would appreciate. So these are all the kind of things. And then, of course, yeah, man, if I had a hotel, I'd have my own water. Absolutely. And if I knew it could be a tax write off to provide that water, it would be good money and good business. Of course, I'd have my own water. And once again,
Mhm.
when it comes to declaring bankruptcy, it's one of those things. And I know this for a fact. I don't know if it was the water. I don't remember specifically. It might have been Trump Steaks, but it was one of those. It was made only for his hotel. A company comes to you, right? It's Pro Steaks because Pro has his golf resort in Savannah. Then he has a cool little Airbnb, 10 roomer, that's real expensive in downtown Atlanta. Then he has 4 lakesides, in the country of,
Mhm.
the Georgia countryside. Cool. And every single person that comes here is going to need water. They're going to need towels. They're going to need soap. They're going to need these things. So we do Pro. Now somebody comes to Pro and it's like, man, hey, look, Pro Protocol water is awesome and you have a big national fan base, let me market and sell protocol water out there, right? Then
Mhm.
I then and so basically I write you a check and give you, whatever, 2 cents on the back end per bottle sold. Now I screw up, I overcommit, I don't do it right, right? Or I just decide to get out of the business and I file bankruptcy. Guess what? No one says Mike, who did a deal with Protocol and does bad business, had to file bankruptcy. They're going to say
Right.
Protocol filing bankruptcy. You
Yep.
know what I That's just how it works,
That's
man.
how it is. And
Just
thank you
like
for
a
break. See, thank you for saying, because
yeah,
see, I was only speaking on his personals that he's done. I didn't even want to hit on that because that, they try and lump them all together, you know what I'm saying, and say these were all his bankruptcies when a majority of them was exactly what you just stated out, man. So appreciate you for letting the people know the full ramifications of it because they don't know. We're talking about people who don't understand basic finances in their everyday lives, They're having they're
exactly.
working check to check trying to make things work. So of course they're not going to be able to understand the grander side of the economic place that, unfortunately they don't know, but we need them to know. And that's why we have shows like Rumble on Rumble so we can let people know exactly how this shit go down.
That's that's thank you. Pew 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 pew. That's my new thing personally though is that's my new big personal thing I've decided, not, decided necessarily what's on my heart is helping folks have financial freedom and I
Mhm.
know that's such a cheesy way to say it and I don't mean it like that, but just showing folks how to look at money differently. I'm mad that I'm so old. I remember when a big night was, McDonald's and Redbox. Well, this was before Redbox, but McDonald's and we would rent the VCR because we couldn't afford a VCR, you know.
Mm. Mm.
But that Happy Meal, you know what I mean? And that VCR rental in the 1 bedroom apartment. And I just want folks to know. And the thing is, there are a lot of good folks that work really, really hard. I've
Mhm.
been helping a friend remodel a house, and that's hard work. And there are contractor guys that are broke that bust their ass. So it's not a matter of that. And I really hate it when it's real simple to dismiss anyone not financially well off as lazy and or stupid or both. You're lazy,
Mhm.
you're stupid. Some of these people are very intelligent. You sit with them, you have a great conversation, and they bust their
Mhm.
ass every day. They've specifically been kept ignorant on how money works, on how
Mhm.
money is a product. It's not blood, it's a product. You know what I mean? Uh and how to manage it, things of that nature. So that's something I'm working on. Mainly, I know through real estate is
Mhm.
powerful.
Mhm.
Trading stocks, that kind of stuff, just basic stuff here and there. Don't buy a car you can't afford. A lot of Americans are financially in a hole right now simply because they bought a car they couldn't afford. It's
Yeah,
that
man.
simple.
I gotta go to the lot, bro. I have to go to the lot, and I have to buy me a 2018 my now dream car. You know what I mean, and get in some over my head payments instead of saying, mm, "I'm gonna buy me a cash clunker," or just a cat. I'm not even gonna call it a cash clunker. I'm just gonna buy me a cash car. Right?
Yeah.
It's not my dream car, But you know what? It's going to get me from A to B, and all I have to worry about is purchasing insurance. If I'm
I give
feeling froggy, I can get full coverage, or I can save money and get the necessary insurance and keep building my money and keep building my wealth. And then once I have, my dad always says, you can buy a car with a house, can't buy a house with a car, right? So if I go get mortgage
that
for
deserves a
house,
pew 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 right there. That's wisdom. That's what folks need.
this is it.
Yes.
You go, you get that, you get that money for that house, or whatever the case may be. You get enough, pay what you need for the house, and then you take the money that you have and you go get you a car. Again, a cash car, right? And then you work to pay off the house. And then once you pay off the house, guess what you can do, guys? That equity in that house, if you decide that you want to refi, right? And you get a 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 mortgage on that, what used to be $200,000 house, which is now 400,000 or 500,000. Oh my God. You could take that money, that mortgage money that you borrowed against your house. You can go buy that dream car you wanted to buy, right? And then you can invest in a business or whatever it is that you want to invest that money in, right? And then pay off the loan. And then you have everything you want with the house.
And let's talk about the one thing that keep poor people poor: interest. That big dirty word
Interest.
and everything.
Yeah.
If I right now go get a car financed on a revolving interest account, most people have no idea what that means versus interest bearing or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I go get a $20,000 vehicle and I get a 20% revolving interest account, I'm going to pay $38,000 on that 20,000 car ultimately in 7-8 years.
Yep.
That what people don't understand, that's that wealth. Where does that go? Well, I'm going to buy 6 cars in my lifetime. My wife will buy another 4 or 5 cars. Okay. Well, that's over $100,000 over the course of our life. We've been extra taxed, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just on your car. You know what I mean? Then you got everything else
Mhm.
that you're paying interest on, and then you don't have any money accruing any interest. All your money is working for other people, basically, as they say.
Yep.
It's a whole nother thing, man. But yeah, no, I just see how it doesn't take a genius. It just takes somebody who understands it. In the same way that a guy can know how to work on a car, and it's just a different story,
Mhm.
if a guy has a little bit of tools and knows how to work on a car, his life is vastly different than somebody who's always scared. Anything goes wrong, any weird sound, oh crap, that might make me go hungry, put me in the poorhouse, cost me getting to
Mhm.
work for 3 days or a week straight. So I just want to help people get out of those situations, because that's all Biden is doing, is putting us in those situations.
Putting us in those situations, and it's getting hard. Man, listen, it's bad. You mentioned a guy who could work on his car. We're going to be in a point in American history where we won't be able to shade tree mechanic. We won't be able to Saturday evening garage work on our car, bro. We're going to have to take our vehicles to these dealerships who have these computers that is going to tell you what's wrong, and then they're going to send the code in order for you to fix what's wrong. Because you can go in there and fix what you need as far as the part, but if you ain't got the code to send to that sensor to let it know that you've reset that part, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, Amy says it's a huge, scary scam. And it's funny you say that, because actually I have a brother-in-law and he loved working on cars. And he got out of it because it's all computer stuff now. And literally you go in, you hook the car up to a computer. The computer says what part you need and how to fix it. And you order the part. You don't even really know what you're doing. And I think that also, once it, just like the government, just like the military, just like the medical industry, they have everything so compartmentalized, so no one actually knows what anyone else is doing. So the cool thing is it creates a high level of dysfunctionality. So you can just take one thing out and the whole thing collapses. So the people at the top are in power no matter what. And I don't like that. However, one of the things I do like is talking to you about your show, Friday Night Flights. And we got a little
That's
side,
right.
but that's what we do. Friday Night Flights was live from the club Friday night. You had a co-host DJ. Y'all were spinning the music. Y'all were partying. Pro went hard. Oh, wait. Even before, oh my God. You co-hosted the Cannon show. Cannon Speaks.
That's right. Thursday night, man. Shouts out to my
Yeah.
dog Cannon Hoteps. Hotep Ben told you the after party. It was me
awesome.
and Cannon, man. It was awesome, man. It was
Great
long
show.
too.
Yeah,
Hey, man, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. If y'all missed it, go back and watch it, man. It was long. Look, you know what, bro? You just reminded me of how long my weekend really was.
It
Oh my
started
goodness.
Thursday, dog.
It started Thursday.
And it's still going at 8:30 on Sunday. It's still going.
It is still going. But you know what, bro? After this show, I am going to crack. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go jump on GTA after this show. Y'all already know how I get down. I got to go put at least an hour of GTA in, bro. Listen, it's my favorite double money. It's nightclub double money. You know what I'm saying? That's easy double money. I got to get that while I can get it. But Thursday was awesome, man. We talked about a lot of stuff from, you know what I'm saying, police shootings to police killings to
the bridge,
emotional people to the bridge. Like, man, we talked about a lot of things. You guys definitely need to go check that out. Shouts out to my brother Cannon Hotep. Shouts out to Hotep Jesus. Shouts out to Uncle Hotep. I know there are probably people who are like, oh, the Hoteps. Yeah, we're the real Hoteps. We not the shit that they try and tell you on Hulu or make fun of on Netflix. We some real niggas.
Man, I got I started see, there's our world of Hotep, right? And then there's what everybody else thinks. And I got 2 Hotep t-shirts at the Grifties. I got the one, the one you keep nice, that you don't wash, you don't fade. So if you ever need to rep, you got that one. Then I got the one I want to wear out and rep, right? And I forgot, man, I got a few looks. I've been out and around like, what was it, yesterday or Friday? I had to go to a couple stores, had to handle some business. And I, of course, it was black folks, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it was just because what, or if it was because of the negative connotation. I don't know. All I know is I'm wearing a Hotep shirt and I get some looks that I just hadn't gotten a long time. Just some odd looks, like what? And I was like, all right, whatever.
Kind of like me in a Proud Boy hoodie, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, what? Take it off me if you want. But what was fun was to watch, because I get to do this a lot, right? But when I first started working with you, same thing, and why we would do 3-4 hour streams, I'd be like, oh crap, so you're a little paler than I expected. I think that's the look I was anyway. So you're the kind of guy, it's so interesting that you are able to pretty much anything I could bring up in the world, specifically about culture, politics, things of that nature. You understand it. You can break it down. You understand it on a level that most people don't. And you can actually break down where it's coming from or why it's national or how it started kind of thing. And you don't do it in that whole Illuminati and bad white people way. You do it in a way of specifically, here's black and white. Here's where this came from. Or here's how this is affected. If you don't know, you're like, I don't know that. Fair enough. I don't know everything, but I know about this part of it, and I will study that. And you do, and you come back even better. So I watched Cannon really be able to enjoy having you as a resource. You're like a human library. You know what I mean? It's just like, remember Ask Jeeves? It's Ask Pro.
Yes,
you know?
Ask Pro, man. Shouts out to Ask Jeeves, man. I used to be on Ask Jeeves a lot.
Me too.
I had a IBM Aptiva desktop. You feel me?
Shout out to Ask Jeeves.
Shout out to Ask Jeeves. Shouts out to Yahoo. Shouts out to the Yahoo chats when we were in the Yahoo chat rooms, But my dad on that computer, my dad had a encyclopedia. He bought me the Encarta encyclopedia set. And like he made me just go look up stuff. Like he just tell me things to go look up. And I just have to go dig and find out what was what. So I've been kind of nurtured to be that nerd to go and actually dig up things and get the information and try your best to know about what the hell is going on around you. And if you don't know about a specific thing, go find out and become versed. And that was cool. And it's always cool being on Cannon, man. We get to talk some trash and we get to nerd out because we're both nerds. So we can talk about, comics, certain cartoons, certain animes, certain movies, man. It's a real fun time. So shouts out to Cannon. Shouts out to Jay Pylon, his normal host. And before we get too far, man, This is
JPZ
episode-
Oklahoma represents. Sorry, I have to do
That's
that.
right. Okay, yeah, I know you. Okay, people. And speaking of okay, a little later on, I need to know are y'all okay and okay? Because you guys had a rough couple last days, so we're going to talk about that. But we're 21. This is episode 21.
Yeah.
Right? So I just I'm going to hit the air horn, and I know you don't drink liquor, but hey man, cheers.
I got that concoction.
It's a clack, Mm-hmm. Well, this is good.
Yeah.
Seagram
you got?
Spike,
Ooh,
pineapple, cherry, lime.
nice.
It sounded like it was gonna be something good, so I was like, "Hey, let me get that." So
I just killed my monster cold brew. Boom, cold brew monster. And
cyanide in that.
Yeah, there is probably far worse for you physically than just some liquor, but
Right.
I've had a hard enough. It has been. Here's the thing, man. I have been vicariously winning through you this week, man, because I've had one of those weeks, bro. Like,
Yeah,
it's just been one of those weeks. You know what I mean?
I
It's
understand, bro.
You know what I mean? You're like, really? You're like, let me just backtrack. Like, did I sin? You know what I mean? Did I accidentally kill somebody? You know what I mean? Did I steal from a hungry person? What did I do wrong? So,
Right.
no, I'm kidding. Just been one
They
of those
happen.
weeks, but we have them, man. And I'm glad I'm watching you blow up. You know what I mean? And the cool thing is, it's not like I can't, it's not like I'm losing major, just, some physical issues. And then I really wanted to get to Minds Fest, but because I wasn't feeling great and, had some stuff to kind of handle here, wasn't able to do that. Shout out to Shane Cashman, friend of the show, close personal. Shout out to Lila Hart, close personal friend of the show. Shout out to Sam Tripoli. A couple more of our Alex Stein,
prime time night. Pimp on a blimp. What up, Pimp on a blimp?
Yeah. Luke Radowski was there, who we're going to be with. Luke is the man.
I love, man. Luke's dope.
So I really wanted to. Alex Jones was there. So anyway, I was invited. They wanted me to come, and I was going to try to link up, and just was unable to, and had one of those wacky physical weeks where I just wasn't quite where I needed to be. So but got some good stuff done here. Now I just need everybody that owes me money to pay me, and we'll be good to go. You know how it is.
Yeah, boy. Listen, I know how it is, boy. Listen. Them folk be like, "Oh yeah, your invoice, yeah. There's a 30-day processing, and we can wait the 30 days, and then there's an additional 15 days after the 30 days." It's like, bruh, what? So yeah, man.
So yeah, it's all good. You know what I mean? So we truck in. I think, man, it's just that's how what flows, man, is really, at the end of the day, you have an opportunity, man. You can, I told you I was good for it. Oh, you're good for everything. You're good for everything. I think at the end of the day, man, you can decide. You're like, okay, well, in life you level up. Here's the secret about leveling up. It's supposed to hurt, man. You know what I mean? You don't go from the blue belt to the purple belt to the brown belt to the black belt without it hurting. You know what I mean? How do you get that next level? By getting your ass beat. Straight up, by getting in that ring, by getting in that cage, by getting into life and playing. How do you get to be an all-pro tackle, an all-pro NFL tackle? By tackling a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? You have to hit hard. So that's attention. Yeah, absolutely, Fuego. Hey, she loving herself, and you should love on yourself, boo. Summer's coming. We're all in trouble. Occasionally, the Lord make sure you're paying attention to the journey. Exactly. Well, and it's one of those, man, you get caught up. And I think the thing is, man, it's like, remember what's going on. Remember, there are always toilets to be cleaned. There's always trash to be taken out. You know what I mean? No matter where you're at in the world, things could change. And also, you have control, man. If you're miserable, just stop. Screw what the world thinks. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you gotta be the best man you can be, working with and for the people you gotta work with. So, it was just one of those weeks where I was like, good Lord, man. But we're gonna see, because I forgot. Oh yeah, Michael C. Hall. I'm Mark McGuire. You know what I mean? I don't make base hits. And when I'm upset because I'm swinging out on a base hit, it's because that's not what I do. I got to get back to that plate and start knocking these home runs out for us. Juneteenth, by the way, side note. Anyway, I'm working on it, though. But you just know who you are, know who you got. So with that being said, yeah, man, we had bad tornadoes yesterday. Everybody's okay. Basically, what's funny is if you were watching the local news the way we were watching it, they were coming from the south and they literally passed right over my home directly, the tornado. And what's scary about night tornadoes, right? You don't see them.
You don't see them.
It looks like there was a movie called The Never-Ending Story when I was a kid, right? And it had a thing called the Nothing. And it was just this big nothing. That's what a tornado looks like at night. It's just because lights or stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, this big just this sound and like huge thunder crackling because it kills the lights as it rolls through. So you just see blackness overtake, right? So it was a little scary. First, heavy rain. Had to get out of the apartment. Yeah, we get the tornado alarms. And basically the way it works is you get 3. You get first one letting people know there's one in your area and take shelter. Then you get a second one going, there's one basically where you're at or in that area, take extra shelter. And then you get the third one, which is do whatever the fuck you're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter. So I love it. And they always say, jump in your bathtub. That's not going to help. No. And they say never get in your car and try to roll it. Yeah. How is that going to help? You know what I'm saying?
When I was a kid, right, we had a tornado watch. And I've always known that they've said, hey, if a tornado comes, get in your bathtub. I was a kid. Don't judge me. When they said we had a tornado watch, I got in the bathtub. But not only did I get in the bathtub, I took my PlayStation in the bathtub, the original PlayStation, and it was something else. It was like, shit, if this is going to save me from a tornado, it's going to save my PlayStation too, because I need this after this doggone tornado. But I will never forget that. Luckily, I've never had to seek shelter, but that was there. It seems like a rough ride.
I'm just saying, if you want to see somebody running down the street with a cat and a Bible in daddy clothes in Oklahoma during tornado season, that's
gotcha.
Not bad thinking. That's fair enough. Yeah, but it was crazy. And then the crazy thing about a tornado is, all day we're worried about it. And it was these storms that were going all the way up to Nebraska, all the way down to Texas. That were like supposed to connect and make a wall, which they did, but they didn't do it till later and they had weakened. So it was maybe all day we're stressing out, worried, planning, and it was maybe 10 minutes of like really bad rain. And that was about it for us and where we were. And then about an hour south of us, a couple people actually did die, but that's a bummer. So you got to be careful. The thing is, it's just on you for it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, are you in Tornado Alley? I am in Tornado Alley. If you want to know something cool, Fuego, as you know, I do stand-up comedy from time to time. And Big Gabe in the building. We talking tornadoes, dog. You love that.
What up, Gabe?
The Racing Realtor every Monday night. We going live tomorrow night is the plan, and that is going to be exciting. That is going to be super exciting. So, but one of the last gigs I did, Fuego, I did a tour last summer, and El Reno, Oklahoma is where they filmed the final scene of the latest Twister movie. So if you go look up the latest Twister movie, the very last scene where everybody's in a quote-unquote movie theater and the ceiling gets ripped off of it, that's where Amy Hall says, "Hi, Gabe." So I did that theater. The last thing they did in that theater before they filmed that scene was a comedy show that I was on. So fun little fun fact. And it was cool to drive through Oklahoma, and it looks like there was like these torn up houses, and you're like, oh my, it's like, no, they're filming Twister there. It's like, oh, okay, good. It's not like we're really going slummy. So it's like, yeah, that's a Twister filming area. So you had all these bust up houses and stuff. So yeah, man. So yeah, Gabe. Okay, so this is my man Gabe, just so you know, working on remodeling a house. And I got to help him do a little bit. They remade Twister. Yes, they did, and it's out. They just no marketing on it. So
it's
anyway,
out? When did it come out?
I swear it's out. I swear I saw an ad for it. Like it's a what do you call it? Amazon release. Twister movie, and maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, so we got the sirens yesterday, and everybody is 96. No, Twister movie new. Oh, Netflix. Sorry.
Netflix.
Oh, July. No, it's set to be released.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was a summer movie.
Anyway, yeah, they are remaking Twister July 24th. It's done. Like I know the film crew is out of Oklahoma, right? So the filming is done. So yeah, July.
Oh, you're on YouTube, aren't you?
Yeah. Who me?
Yeah, we're running on YouTube.
We are on YouTube, yes.
I was finna say run the damn trailer, but you're running on YouTube, so
I'll run it anyway. Yeah, it's all good. It's all
go
good.
fuck it.
Wait,
Shit.
so anyway,
Hey
so
guys, just in case, go over to X or Rumble, just in case. Go ahead, bro.
yeah. So anyway, he was remodeling a house, and I was helping him do some of that, learning a little bit, helping him out, working hard. You're welcome. But anyway, so I was doing all that, just being a real man like I do, Anyway, yesterday he hits me up. He's like, "Hey man, I'm here if you want to help." And I was like, "Bro, there's supposed to be a huge." I'm like, "My mama just called me. We've got extra water. We know the drill out here. We got the blankets. We got the water in the back of the truck. We know where to go. If it's going east, we know where to go west. If it's going south, the whole thing." And I don't hear from him. I try to call him. Big thanks. I know, I'm just talking shit, dog. So I try to call him yesterday. I don't hear from him. I'm like, you know what? He thought better of it. He's like, you know what? We'll get to the house tomorrow. You know what I mean? We'll get to the house tomorrow. And I didn't hear from him. And then he posts on Facebook. He's like, "Oh, tornado sirens. I got to go." So my man is sitting there in tornado weather, like painting and flooring a house all day. I'm like, that's why he, is as successful as he is. That's why he kicks it large. That's why he gets to have the big parties. But it made me feel good because being a pro, I know you'll appreciate and respect this, and that is that everybody's at the party, but very, very few people are at the cleanup. You know what I'm saying?
Man, hold up. Bruh. 100. That shit there is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm a party. Oh, yeah. And then here's the bad thing. Don't let it be a party that you making people pay for, because they gonna show up early, so they ain't got to pay just so they could party, and then they gonna leave early. That shit there. Come on, man. Keep preaching, bro.
Already. But I appreciate my man. Also, it's inspiring to know that, like, I think the key, man, one of those little secrets to success that a lot of people don't talk about because it's just second nature. But a lot of the key is being able to drive yourself when you're tired on Sunday, getting up, third, fourth day in a row, working in tornadoes with cows flying by, as Fuego said. You know what I'm saying?
Cows.
We got cows. And being able to push yourself that extra mile. You know what I mean? Knowing that overall this is going to be the benefit. That's one of them secrets, because it's all fun when everybody's telling you how great you are. You know what I mean? But when everybody's telling you how busy they are and how you're going to have to carry this weight on your own, to be able to truly do that all the way to fruition. And, shout out to his family, because they definitely showed up and helped too. But, just good shit there. And then Amy says, because of the tornadoes, Okies are crazy. I agree. We are some crazy. She's like, we don't have these. She freaked out because it was like, okay, first I was like, get ready, get your shoes on. And I went and I was like, here's a hoodie. Here's a little rain, the little rain hoodies too on top of that. And I was like, okay, let's get ready. Get the little cat carrier. Yeah, man, we're those people. And get ready. And then the second thing came and she just went, I was like, okay, we got to go. We got to go now. And we just started. She's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, we have to go now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was like, in the evacuation, she's like, I just wasn't ready. I was like, that's what it is. Like, you're ready, you get your shoes on, you're sitting there, you're watching a little news on your phone, and you're like, okay, it's 2 miles away. We got to go. 7 minutes. We got to go. It's not stopping. It's not turning. Yeah, man. So it was crazy. But we are crazy, and it is in the best way. But speaking of natural disasters, speaking of things that change the landscape of the world, speaking of things that are amazing and epic and awesome, tell me about the Friday night club night.
Man, Friday night was something freaking phenomenal, bro. There was some good artists that came through. So Friday night, once a month, we do this event called Pope Palooza. Shouts out to Tap Money, yow, or yow, Master Yow, Yow Summer, Tap Money Summer. That's big, bro, man. Him and my little bro, DJ Keish with all the hits. They put on an event that is called Pope Palooza, and it's to showcase local artists to other people so that they can get their music out there, man. It's in one of the only 18 plus clubs in the city. It's also a historic club. It's called Island Breeze. It's been one of the longest running clubs that's open right now in the city. Excuse me, that has never shut down. So anyway, we were there for that. And whenever they have that event once a month, I broadcast live to, shine some light on the club, talk to some brothers, talk to some friends. And one of my little mentees, my little bro, DJ Hot Life, joined me. DJ Spade was there as well, another little bro. And we just talked about some things, man. Well, put it this way. He joined me for the beginning, and then he jumped out the plane because he had to go do something, and then he re-embarked in the plane. It was dope. It was dope. We talked about a lot of things. The show was pretty dope. And then I got to show him my favorite part of the night, as far as the show is concerned, was I got to show him Joe Biden and all of his creepy ways with children. And his response was, you got to go back and watch the show, guys. Fuego, you was there. You saw his response when he seen the kids, like, and what Joe Biden was doing. It was not the move, bro. And he, the creepy sniff video. Yep. And it was like, yo, he was pissed. So that's another one who just got off the Biden train, which I don't think he was on the Biden train, but he at least accepted, his people around him that was on the Biden train. Now he's going to be like, boy, screw y'all and Biden. Y'all better not vote for him. It's going to be issues. So there was that. We also talked about homecoming that's coming up in October. And we're going to do something really, really big at homecoming. So if you can get to Savannah on the weekend of October 26th, it's going down. Savannah State homecoming. It's going to be one for the books. I promise you that. And then after that, after I wrapped up the show, went inside for the performances, and it was actually pretty dope. I didn't doze off, which was a good thing because I had just went to bed 2:30 that morning after doing the show with Cannon and woke back up at 6 to get my day going. Got to the club at 6, started the show at 8. The performances started about 11:45, 12 o'clock, and I didn't leave the club till 2:30. All right, so I was rolling, and it was a good show. It was all good. The performances was great. I appreciate it. It's funny, watching the youngins come up and perform. It's always great.
Well, when you showed my man that video, your co-host that video, Fuego says that's what we call taking the red pill rectally.
Yeah, that definitely was his face. He definitely took the red pill in a way that you typically wouldn't want to take a pill. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, no, it was tripping because, and I get it, man. I'm gonna be honest, and this is why I love what we do, because I literally try to be that guy. Whether I'm playing the atypical red white who just grew up one way and trying to explain why we're losing and why he doesn't understand why we're losing, or the person that I was for so long, which was just liberal, and followed that, and what I like to consider urban liberal, like what the hip hop culture was doing most of the time, what the MTV culture, because I'm that age, was doing. I was following that. That's pretty much what I believed in, was Rage Against the Machine. You know what I mean? You can't unsee that. That's true. And Fuego, what about the video where he's dropping N-bombs with hard ERs talking about mayor? We already have an N-word mayor, but he ain't saying N-word. You know what I mean? Like, there's he's just the worst. It is comically bad. Going after Trump, it's like Trump smells bad. Trump has a Hitler Bible by his bed. What? These dumb things. But Biden, this is not anything you can't unsee. You can't unsee. This is not arguable, right? Like, meaning we don't have to argue. Is there a video? No, this is all legit, right? So there's that.
Trump is like, oh, he says dog whistles to rev them up. And I was like, oh, okay, well, fuck the dog whistle. Biden went all out and called it. You feel me?
Here's the difference. Literally, Trump says, do not do something. Be peaceful. Do not riot. You see, he was trying to get people to riot. Clearly, he said don't riot. And when he said don't riot, we deleted it off Twitter so we can call him a rioter. And then Biden literally says Biden's on video going, yeah, I said that the money that Congress approved for a country they won't get unless my son getting $100,000 a year flying on Air Force Two, blatantly illegal, by the way, to get this money from Ukraine. I'm going to shut you down and not give money to the hungry people of Ukraine unless my son gets paid. But somehow now, speaking of, apropos, we just gave Ukraine, talk about a Republican sellout. I know this wasn't on the agenda, man, but this Mike Johnson cat, what's going on?
This falls in and more. This is the more part of the description. Mike Johnson is the uniparty son bitch that we knew he was. We knew he was this.
Fair.
And this is what pisses me off with Republicans, and this is where I fight with Republicans. Listen, I am a Republican because of the principles, and it's the only party up there that I can actually get some shit done with. But I am not a member of a motherfucking cult. And I can force and show a force of displeasure when I see something that I don't like. And the shit that Mike Johnson is doing, I don't like that shit. The shit, my representative right here in Savannah, Buddy Carter, you already know. Listen, you've done some things that I'm very appreciative of, and I will never take that from you. I am very appreciative of the things that you have done for your boy and people around me. But with that being said, the fuck was you thinking about every time you vote on one of these stupid ass budgets? You always say, "Oh, well, it's because of the military, and I'm going to stand by." Fuck the military. The motherfuckers shut the government down. The motherfuckers will get paid eventually. They know what they signed up for. You need to grab your nuts and make a stand for the people, because you already know we ain't feeling it in the first district with you doing that shit. You think it's a game. All of you, the Mike Johnsons, the Buddy Carters, the eye patch wearing motherfucker, y'all all do the same thing. You get up there, you talk all this stuff, you try and please the people, and then you go in there and you vote the same way that we say don't vote. It's over. You better get your head out your ass and realize that the people say keep our money in here. How the fuck? Let me sip. I'm cursing a lot, y'all. It is what it is, but I'm pissed off because how do you take the people tax money? What day was tax day, Mike?
April 15th, I believe. I don't pay April 19th, sorry.
What day did they vote that bill in, Mike?
Oh, that I don't know. I did not put that together.
Right after they fucking shut down tax day. Tax day is the last day you can turn your money in for taxes. And then within a week of that, y'all send the money that these people, our hard-earned money in these United States of America, after everybody sending their money to you that you said they owe, you turn around and you send it to some Ukraine.
Wow. Yeah.
Bitch ass Israel. Taiwan, who you've already said, and now riddle me this. Oh, China is such a big threat to America. But Taiwan could never be independent because we recognize China and its one China policy. But we're going to send Taiwan billions of dollars. Well, wait a minute. You send Taiwan billions of dollars, but then you say that Taiwan isn't independent of China. Effectively, you just sent China billions of dollars.
Exactly.
But I'm not supposed to believe that that's Beijing Biden. How is it that China and Ukraine, the two places that we know that Hunter Biden was doing backdoor deals for Joe Biden, how do we not put together that he just sent them billions of motherfucking dollars after we now talking about this laptop that showed that he was doing backdoor deals with them? The fuck is y'all at? This is one of them episodes. We is 21, and it's getting hot.
Time to drink a stiff one. Pause. But yeah, exactly. That's China already owns our economy. From a school teacher, playing both sides. Tell it, Mr. Two, called representative government. Don't feed the military industrial complex. It's fallout shit. It's real. I absolutely agree with all of that. Everything. And that's the truth, man. China, here's the thing. If you don't think China controls our economy, I want you to go find an antibiotic made in America. I want you to go find a cell phone where it's or a laptop or a vehicle or a microphone that is wholly made in America, that is affordable. You can maybe find some, weird or, person who charges $1,000 per to do, something small like a radio, a transistor radio. But you're not going to find that stuff because China owns it. You want to make everybody in America nervous real fast so you don't get any more antibiotics. You better believe it's going to be a problem. So that's absolutely right. And the thing about sending the money to Ukraine that people don't understand is all it does is push Russia and China, along with Saudi Arabia, into a tighter alliance, a better alliance. We're only going to be buying more oil from Saudi. Saudi's only going to be buying that oil more from Russia, charging a markup on it, and then selling it at way less than wholesale prices to China to fuel what the money and the war and the military armament that Russia needs through China. Now, here's the funny part about it. All of this and that, and this is how they know, and this is what they do. Tucker sat down, whether you like him or not, whether you like Putin or not, I agree he did not tell completely the truth, but Putin basically said, we're kind of done. We got what we wanted. The only thing now, we're defending our positions. And if UN does turn Ukraine into a member, we're going in hard and strong. And then what did Blinken come out and do? Was it Blinken? I think it was Blinken. He came out and he said, Ukraine will be a part of the UN. We want the Ukraine in the United Nations. So, yeah, we should not be involved in any of it. I agree. That's a bad deal. That's breaking treaty after treaty. And the American people are so dumb, they're not going to be like, wow, we're evil bullies breaking treaties. They're going to be like, yeah, more power. And so you're absolutely right. Funding this actually just puts billions of dollars into a world war, and solidifies our enemies, and it's frustrating and it pisses me off. And I really thought, because see, Mike was pro-Trump back in the day, and I thought Mike was going to be more of a Matt Gaetz, and I wishful thinking, I get it, but I thought he was going to be more of a what I consider to be a conservative, because I feel like Republican is kind of uniparty and kind of, all a Republican is a governor on a liberal Democrat. That's all all a Republican is a slow down there, Democrat. That's all it is. It's a conservative. I think this says we got to change our game, change our ways. We need to get back to the things that work, and more personal freedoms. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, man. And the frustrating part about Trump can't roll that back. Even if Trump walked into office January 1, the money's gone. We know how this works. The checks are wrote. Yeah. Whenever somebody hands me money, you don't ever get it back. You put dollar bills in my hand. Those are my dollar bills. No offense, but I'm just saying.
What he can do is put his foot on their necks to make them pay it back, because they are loans.
Yeah.
They are loans. So he can put foot on neck to make them replace what they took. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be what people have to understand now. It doesn't necessarily have to be the dollars paid back. We can get it back in resources. Or, hey, I'm not opposed to getting it back in blood.
I just, how I think, man. Ukraine, uranium rich.
Yeah.
A little bit of cobalt, lots of uranium, lots of oil. Yeah, they could pay us back quickly.
They can pay us back.
Because I think the whole plan that people don't understand and talk about, and once again, the main reason I'm pro-Trump, the number one main reason, is because of the oil standard. And it's once again the way to save our country, and the way to make people maybe not rich, but to make good, healthy food affordable, education affordable, healthy roads, all of that, or good roads, is to get out of a debt war-based economy. The only reason America exists is because we owe so much money. You know what I mean? And these other economies would collapse if they can't count on our interest payments every year or month.
How many other deposits do we have, though? Like, we know we have oil, right? But what other deposits do we have? There was something on the Bundy land, right? There was something there that they wanted, that we've heard, right?
And gold.
What other resources do we have that we haven't touched here that we can use to create our wealth? Because your wealth is only as good as what you can offer.
Look, Pro, you may want to frack and drill and do all that, but by 2012, the
Mhm.
polar ice caps are going to melt if we do that. Okay. I
Yeah,
watched
I
a
understand.
movie that Al Gore started, and he
Yeah,
said that if we keep doing this by 2012, polar bears are going to be underwater. Okay. So
and floating
clearly,
around America. Yeah,
we need,
clearly, clearly, 12 years later, clearly, you know. As
you
a matter of fact, I passed by a polar bear the other day on the beach.
know, just with sunglasses on, drinking a Coca Cola.
Always Coca-Cola.
Weird. It's anyway, and that, see, I don't want to spin too hard off, but that is
Let's
why
go.
we know this green gas stuff is a complete scam. It is a lie. Also, I'll roll back to it. Something I wanted to, one of the main reasons I wanted to start this show with you and talk to you, because you knew a little bit about everything and you could go deep into anything, was the frustration of the fact that the budget, and I'm talking January or last year, January, the budget,
Mhm.
the largest increase in spending is for what? Environmental.
Fucking mental, bro.
And the biggest cut is to what? The SBA. If that is not Biden in a nutshell, we're spending more money for global warming, which is not even a thing. It's not that anymore. What is it called? Just the crisis, the climate crisis.
Climate crisis. All because of what is it because of, Fuego? It's because of this right here. I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat. Oh wait, it didn't come up. You goddamn suckers. Wait a minute. Here we go.
Cow fart.
Farting cows, bro.
We just got to leave that up. Fuego, I love it.
It's the farting cows, man.
Uh,
They getting us because these cows be farting. And you know what? I don't know. I'm gonna put it this way. I got 22 acres of land in the country. I was just there before the show. It was pretty stank out there. And I got cows for neighbors.
well, I mean, that's what's destroying that's why we need $10 quadrillion, bro. Clearly.
Farting cows, man.
I know you got out there, you're like, if I could just get the government a few billion more, it wouldn't stink out here.
It wouldn't stink out here. Never mind the fact that, there's swampland and this is coastal water and there's a paper mill not too far, up the road, and there's a chemical plant somewhere not too far up the road. No, that clearly the chemical plant is not doing anything to the environment. It's the farting cows,
It's,
not the
and
union jobs, the farting cows.
yeah, it's just such a hustle. And I mean, the fact that I'm literally talking to you right now in 2024 saying my biggest problem was the budget putting billions, I think actually $1 trillion or $2 trillion more of our taxpayer, more income, American produced value and quality goes into magical climate crisis, and the least amount of money possible and the largest amount of money cut of anything was so Americans could own their own businesses and be financially independent. If that's not Joe Biden in a nutshell, and something about black people being bad unless they agree with him, we got to throw that in there because that's kind of his thing. You know what I mean? Biden 2024, more money for global warming. Black people are bad unless they agree with me. And yeah, and less money for independent people trying to make businesses.
So
There are
4
cows at
more
the end of
years.
yeah, 4 more years of that. So,
Pause. You got to do 4 more years. Pause. And it was interesting. So we watched that. Like, you seen that video, right? You seen Biden with the pause?
yes, yeah. 4 more years. Pause. And then what's funny is they started and he goes pause again, like he thought that was the punchline.
Yeah, but the pause was, so it made me listen because as he said 4 more years, pause. It was like the crowd knew initially, like they knew. All right, this is your cue, guys. When he says it, be ready to 4 more years. Because as soon as you say it and you say 4 more years, he's going to pause. So that's going to be for you guys. So he knows the pause so you can yell 4 more years. Unfortunately, them telling him the pause was on the teleprompter and the dumbass read the teleprompter so that we could know that, hey, you have a paid crowd of people to yell 4 more years. They don't really want 4 more years of your dumbass. but we're paying them good money to say 4 more years, so they're coming to say it.
Yeah, well, it's the front 2 row secret. What this is this is why you listen to this show. Hopefully, sometimes most people don't even know what inside baseball is, much less value it. But this is something I can tell you. And if you ever got to go to many political rallies, maybe in the next 4 years, you wanted to go to 3 or 4, you lived in a purple state. It's the first. They were doing this during the debates with Nikki Haley. If you notice, everything Nikki Haley, and it was like, but she's not hitting like that. All I got to do is get the first 2 rows. So I can get 100 people or so, pay them each $50 to sit, and I'll cue them. And there'll be a guy like me for a campaign, and I'm the guy holding up a sign and if the first 2 rows go, everybody else will go. Just like church. If the first 2 rows go, then the next people will go, and then the next people go, and the wave runs. So it's called the 2-row rule, or the first 2 rows. And it's an old secret. You get the first, it's just like in a comedy club. You charge the most for the front seats because I paid more. So I want to laugh more. So if I laugh louder and feel like I'm having a better time, the people behind me, it's an inside trick. But watch as the election season gets hotter and deeper. You'll notice the first 2 rows always are the most excited. And then it waves back there. So yeah, man, Biden is trash, period. That's pause.
Garbage.
But yeah, absolutely, it's set up. So completely set up. What I want to do real fast, because we're about 1:12 in, and we're going to do a tight 2 tonight, is I got this Twister thing pulled up. We'll talk about it. Then I got to get into yesterday with you. And I want to talk all about yesterday and how that went and everything that we're doing there and the folks. And I know that'll probably take up a little bit of time. So let me just pull up this Twisters thing here. Twisters. Boom. Share. And see. Refresh and then play. See, I'm such a pro. See, I'm not, is the joke.
Guys, whatever's in there, it's big and it's moving fast. Drive. Go, go, go.
And just to pause so we don't get struck, that's actually what it does look like.
Guys, you gotta get out of here.
Been there. What's scary about that is that it's moving so fast. So like it's just raining and then about 80 miles an hour that train hits you.
It's Tyler Owens. Calls himself the Tornado Wrangler.
If you feel it, chase it! I said if you feel it, chase it! All right, here we go. Oh, she's perfect.
She's gorgeous.
I got to tell you real fast, that gets my blood rushing just seeing that. That gets me hyped.
You thought you could destroy a tornado.
We never had a chance.
You want one? You don't face your fears. You ride them.
We got twins! Twins!
Nobody flies a plane into a tornado, though. That was cool. Remember, I took pictures, dude, in the country of those big windmills?
Was that it? Nope.
Woo, that gets me hyped. That gets me hyped. That's some hometown shit.
Well, it's going down in July.
It just starts pouring out. See, Fuego, I'm bringing you like surround the experience. You know what I mean? Oh, that gets me hyped. Man, it's okay. So yeah, it's scary. It's similar to riding a big wave, dude, in that you're like, I'm gonna die. Like I am closer to death willingly than I might ever be. You know, like literally one wrong move and I could die. And that's when you're like playing with them. Now I'm not there anymore. Now I just want to be out of them. But
Right.
I'll say the scariest thing ever is one time I was trying to get away from one and we were driving and you can feel it pulling your car. Like your car is coming off the ground and it's just earth. Like just the earth and wind is pulling your car and you're hauling in your car. You're hoping it's just heavy enough and you get that traction, you get out of that wind stream. So yeah, man, that was awesome. So I love that shit, dude. So yeah.
That's some scary shit. Look, the
That gets
worst
me
I've
hyped.
done is I rode through a hurricane, which is way worse than a tornado because they actually produce tornadoes. So like
Yes.
the whole thing is wind and rain the whole time. Just it's already wind and rain, but then you get extra wind with rain wrapped tornadoes, and it could pop up spotty at any point in time. It's like so damn crazy. And I've done a thing to where it's like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go north of I-95 or yeah, no, west of 95. I'm gonna go west of I-95, right? That way I'm not in the flood zone. And I'm just gonna go to a hotel, which I know is, concrete poured, situations. And I'm gonna just ride out the hurricane. And then when it's over, I'm gonna go back in town to my house. And I'm also a part of cleanup for hurricanes in the county. So,
Sure.
just gonna get to work.
Yeah.
You're gonna get to work. But the only bad one we had was Hurricane Matthew back in 2016 in recent times. And it wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough. We got paid.
That makes it bad. So they don't even pay us anymore. They're like, you hillbillies and your tornadoes, or you rednecks, hillbillies are north. So anyway, man, speaking of amazing things happening in Georgia, tell me about yesterday. So for those of you that don't know, Pro participated in drove all the way to Atlanta from Savannah to a hot spot. There was a black conservative rally going on, some
That's right.
hitters in the game.
That's right. That's
And
right.
you took part. Tell me about it. How did it go? What was going on, man? What was the vibe like? Who all was there? What's going to come out
So
of it? Talk to us.
so yeah. So as I said, I left the club about 2:30, Saturday morning, went home, went to sleep, and forced myself out of bed at 7 a.m. I woke up at 6. I got up at 7. Did a 4-hour journey up to Atlanta, Georgia for the Black Patriots for Trump rally at the Rodney Cooks Park, right in the chateau of downtown Atlanta. We were literally right next to a couple blocks off of the Mercedes-Benz Dome. Like you could see the dome and you could see the whole city skyline, like right there. It was in the hood, which was being horrifically gentrified, might I say. Like it is bananas,
Wow.
the gentrification that is taking on there. And you could see, and it's like not quite forced displacement yet, because you still see a lot of blacks there, but you see it. Like it's like, oh, this is here, this is here, this is here, and then that is there. Oh yeah, it's crazy. But this park was beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. This park was definitely, it was beautiful as shit. So we went up there for there. Derek Gibson, most people know him from Niggas for Trump. He was the one in Atlanta. It was like, yeah, my sister went to school with Vanny. She ain't shit. She ain't never been shit, and yeah, I'm a nigga for Trump, and I got the Niggas for Trump hat. I mean, drink niggas for Trump shirt, and this is what it is. But Derek Gibson is I knew him before Niggas for Trump. He actually ran for governor of New York. So
Nice.
pretty cool dude. Also, man, me and his daughter went to the White House together. So it's crazy because I knew him, but then I met his daughter, and then I found out that his daughter was his daughter, and was like, "Oh shit, that's what's up!" Like, family on the move. This is bananas. This is awesome. This is where we need to be. Anyway, he came up with like, "Hey, man, you know what? Atlanta, Chicago, all these cities are showing some interest in Trump. They're showing some interest in not dealing with the Democrats. So we're going to do a Black Patriots for Trump rally in Atlanta. We're going to reach out and we're going to do some record expungements. We're going to register people to vote. We're going to have a cookout and have some food and have some good conversations." And it was just that. Met a lot of great people face to face, people that I'd been communicating and talking with online. It's always great when you get to meet your online family in real person, right? Because most of the people who you meet online, they support you harder than the people who in your own
In
city. So
person.
yeah,
Yeah.
man, there we go, man. Look, there's Derek in the middle in the pink shirt. Of course, that's me over there in the Proud Boy hoodie on the left, closer to me and Mike's screen. It's actually on the right when looking at the picture, but um
Yeah.
I'm taking a picture, but yeah, we're there. That's me. Lo is there, Mark from the Soil and Mel, they're all there, and that is the Black Heritage flag right there. All right, that is the foundational Black American Heritage flag right there. So shouts out to that, which I have one on the way, and I'm going to replace my Pan-African flag, which I love Marcus Garvey and everything that I have learned from Marcus Garvey. Unfortunately, this flag has been cold the fuck opted, and there's some horrible people that are doing some things under this flag. So although I do love it, I will still rock my understanding of Black liberation, which is what this is, the Black liberation flag. And I want to liberate my people from a system that has been oppressing them forever. But because there are people who are flying this banner that are doing some horrible things, I got to put up something new. And the Black Heritage flag will be the flag that I put up, the foundational Black Heritage flag. So anyway, met
And
those
that's that
great
flag.
brothers.
Yeah. And that's that flag right there.
That's that flag right there. Yep.
And could you
The
tell us
red
a
is for
little
the
bit more about it? Like,
So the red is for the blood that was shed, you know what I'm saying, for our freedom and for us just to be recognized as who we are. The black is for, of course, the skin color, but also the native home. The laurel is for camaraderie and for the family, and the blunt sword is, for striking and knowing how to be precise in what you do, and also, in defense.
heck
So
yeah.
yeah, that was created. I cannot think of the brother's name. Let me find this right quick. I gotta say the brother's names that
Well,
created this flag. But
that's
yeah.
powerful, man. That's very powerful. And I love to see it, man. You know what I mean? That's, five brothers right there standing strong, being
Mm-hmm,
willing to buck the
mm-hmm,
system. Every man in this
mm-hmm,
picture is bucking a system, and he's
mm-hmm,
being cussed out or talked shit at least by his family, by his community, somebody saying something negative. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
About these
mm-hmm.
people and how they believe. And look how strong they stand. And that's America right there. In my opinion,
Yep.
this is how we need to build America. 5 men at a time. You know what I mean? 5 strong, community involved, active men at a time. They can
Shoot,
take
that's
over the
just the
world.
5 men. That's just the 5 men you seen, standing in that picture. You got the brother that took the picture. There were other brothers that was there that they everybody came in their own times, man. There had to be a total of just that were supporting the movement, just to be there in support of the movement and where this is going forward. There was about 20 brothers that came from all over the country to be right there, right? Then you had about 10 sisters who was there, right? So we're talking about 30 people right there that came to show support and say that, hey, this is what we're going to do. Black Atlanta, don't be scared. You got people. And then you had the people from Atlanta that actually came and partook, man. It was beautiful. Had some great food, got people registered to vote, man. Got to do some good guerrilla marketing. I always love the guerrilla market, man. We went out there and was handing out flyers at the grocery store. You had people, man, F both of them crackers. I'm like, oh, okay, well, hey, I'd rather hear you say that than, F Trump. I'm voting for
Yeah.
Biden. You know what I'm saying? So, it's something that we can work on. There's a lot of people who's like, hey, we're going to come. And they actually did come, man. And my boy, man, Derek Gibson is so funny, man. Derek is a real one, bro. We had a quick story. We was riding and he's spent a lot of time in the A. I guess that's like a second home for him. And we rode up, and if anybody knows about bikers and clubhouses, right, what I'm saying, there's certain etiquette and things that goes on, right? Bro, Derek's like, bro, this is my hood just as much as they hood, bro. And we pull up on this biker house and he pulls up and he pulls like right in the door. Jumps out the whip. He's like, yo, what's up, man? Hey, man, we're going to be down at the park, man. We got food. And these boys in the process of grilling at the clubhouse, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we got food. We got this, XYZ. Man, y'all pull up, man. We got the whole community coming up. And I'm sitting here like, yo, my nigga, that's my dog. He gives not like zero fucks. But like, we really just pulled up on the bikers. Like, bitch, this is my clubhouse. Like, and I'm finna let you know what we got going on. I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
can roll with this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, no fear I'm going anywhere and everywhere, and this is the message, man. I loved it. He jumped back in. I'm like, bruh, I'm sorry to say this, and this is not my my normal, but I didn't expect to ride it, but I only got one clip, bro. So if we would be in trouble, bro, like, bro,
See, I only got so many. I got so many pew pews I can, pull, and then
you
I'm gonna have
know,
to, ask for cover. Exactly.
So, but it wasn't even that type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? It was cool, man. It was beautiful. We had a great time at the park. The only issue that we had, right, is when we got there. You guys are not going to believe this, right? You're not going to believe this. In liberal Atlanta, you will not believe this happened, bruh. The police met us at the park and tried to give us hell for being there.
You're kidding. Like,
I wish I was.
bunch of conservative folks. I mean, you know what I mean?
The back the blue folk, you know what I'm saying? The people who love to say back the blue was met with vitriol and intimidation from the Atlanta Police Department. Particular people in the Atlanta Police Department. But
why?
They got rid because
you think
it's liberal Atlanta.
I was gonna say, you think it's political? Like,
It's
wasn't just we don't want any kind of rallies in the park. We know how people do with rallies. You think it was legit because you were conservative?
I believe it was because we were conservative, bro. Because I mean, think about it, bro. Atlanta is literally a big ass city.
Yeah,
there's enough shit to do than to come to these people who are literally barbecuing, and we were not the only people barbecuing in the park. We were not the only people congregated in the park. There was families, there was sack races going on. I watched, there was a kickball. There's a family doing a kickball tournament, like right under on the bluff. We were in the bluff. So everybody who knows about the bluff in Atlanta, we were literally on the bluff, right? So we're standing like on the high end of the bluff, and we're looking down over the family that's like playing kickball, and it was so cool. And you can see on the other side of the park, kids are playing on the playground, and then you see another family that's like taking pictures. They got some picture booth set up, and you got somebody else over on like a higher end of the bluff, and they're barbecuing and playing their music. And it's just a beautiful Saturday scene, bro. The weather was perfect, beautiful scene, and it's marred with the police showing up and doing that. And then not only that, they continuously swing around the block and swing around the block and swing around the block. And it's like, I don't know if they do this on the normal, but it's like, y'all are definitely swinging hard to see if anything is going on. And I don't know if it's because of us or if it's because you guys are doing what you do on the normal. But, we had no issue. Antifa didn't even show up, which is another thing, because that's an Antifa hotbed right there in that area. But they didn't show up and say or do anything, man. It was just all loves and blessings. And it's going to be more. So look out for the Bronx.
Heck yeah. Can I just defend the police here? I mean, let me bring this. I mean, look at these killers. I mean, clearly these thugs here. Look at, Jerome Davidson. Look, that dude is a killer. Look at him. That dude is scary. Derek Gibson.
I'm gonna tell you the biggest killer of them all. Scroll up a little bit. I'm gonna show you the biggest killer of them all. No, other way. I'm sorry. Scroll down. Yep, right there. That guy in the blue jacket. That's the biggest killer of them all. The Pastor Apostle Wiggins. That's the killer you need to be scared of right there, because he's gonna kill and pray over your body right there.
Come on. Look at, like, who wouldn't, bro? If this group of if somebody called me and sent this and said these group of folks would like to come, I'd be like, come to my house. Come to the courtyard in my condos. You know what I mean? I'll grill out, just because, man, I would like to hear what these folks have to say. You know what I mean? Like, why would you harass this? Especially, come on, we're in Atlanta. Come on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's I'm sure there's plenty of other people doing stuff in Atlanta you could be worried about. There's plenty of neighborhoods that need police patrol presence, maybe just to cut down on the crime. It's like, stop, bro. Why are you doing this? These are, whether you agree with them or not, these are people trying to make a positive difference, So, and it's, I mean, even if you liken it to the 5% brothers in New York, you know what I mean? Even if that's that's a bad comparison, and I wish I had a better one. So my fault. I'll take it. But even if there's a right to be there. There's a religious right. There's a First Amendment right. There's a public venue right. There's a right to be there, especially if you're not damaging anything, you're not hurting anything, you're feeding people, you're registering voters. That's a positive movement, man. That's a powerful, positive movement. So what were they speaking of? What seemed to be like, for all of our listeners that may not know or may not be hip to or just haven't got to catch up with you yet, what seems to be the thing for, and especially because I'm a chalky, in Oklahoma,
Right.
What is on the Black conservative mind? Because we know Atlanta is quite possibly the most important place for Black politics in America right now, specifically. It's like it was LA for comedy. Now it's Austin, because Joe and all the other guys. It depends, it'll move. But right now, it's hard to turn on the TV and not see Georgia involved in politics in some way. The state of Georgia involved in politics in some way, shape, or form. So what are the folks talking about? What's going on, man? What are you hearing? You know what I mean? What are you seeing? That kind of thing. So we understand what to pay attention to.
So the number one thing, the numero uno by far is my pocket's hurting. My pockets is hurting. I don't know what the hell Joe got going on, but my pockets is hurting. And I need Trump back because Trump had the money rolling because my pockets is hurting. Right. So that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Pockets, money, pockets, money. Can't afford to live, can't afford to buy food, can't do any of that. After that, it's a combination of immigrants and education. Heavier on the education side, right? And then the immigrant conversation. Because, they're starting to actually see the illegal immigrants come in and get all this money from all these big cities that are receiving or are sanctuary cities for illegals, but they don't offer sanctuary for homeless, veterans, moms, families. They don't get any sanctuary. They don't get any refuge. But these people who've never paid into the tax system are getting all this money. So because of that, they're feeling some type of way and they're speaking up about it. Outside of that, you got people who mention, they're not good with the whole rainbow community, girls being boys, boys being girls conversation. And then you just got people who just like, hey, I can't get down with Sleepy Joe and Kamala. I learned the truth. I don't want them anymore. And then you got the people, who are just like, hey, man, F this, bro. I just want Trump. I fuck with Trump. I don't care about none of the other stuff. I just fuck with Trump. You know what I mean? So it's a mixed bag.
For sure. Shout out to King Introvert in the building.
What's up, my dog?
Coming through on X chat strong. Thank you, King Introvert, for being in the building. That's powerful. And man, it makes me think that's what I'm hearing from the poor white folk here. That's what I'm hearing from my trailer family. You know what I mean? No shame. Good people, just not rich people. But that's what it's man, I want to be able to buy milk and hamburger meat and cheese and bread. Well, and not have to put my light bill back for 2 weeks to do it. I'm old enough to remember when George Bush II lost, George W. lost. And he's like, I really thought we were going to win. And he's like, well, they were right. It's the economy, stupid. And I really feel like the Democrats are having that moment now where no matter what they say, and all I hear them say is that Trump is bad. That's all their whole platform is don't vote for the other guy. Which
He's
is
racist.
like,
Trump is bad.
It's proven and played out throughout history. That doesn't work. Hate for the other guy isn't enough for you to win. Firstly, and anyway, and then whatever silly platforms they're saying, but at the end of the day, man, people are struggling. It costs to buy a car, and then they're touting. If you've noticed, they've walked back all that. Unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. They walked that back because you look it up and you're like, but wait a minute. for every 1.5 full-time job with health insurance benefits that we lost during COVID, those are gone. We have 3 part-time jobs. So
Yep.
you can do the numbers. There are 3 part-time existing jobs for every 1.5 full-time jobs. Because once again, the economy and the screw up and the overtaxing and something I wanted to drop. Did you see that Biden came out this week and said that he wants to raise capital gains taxes by as much as 40%? That's his campaign. It can't.
Yep.
Bro, like, we got to look through the curtain. You can't tell me you're trying to win the presidency and saying you're going to raise taxes by 40% on everybody who provides job on all the job providers in the country. Stop it.
Let me tell you something, bub. That is going to help all the regular Americans, because it's only going to tax the rich elites, guy. That's no joke. I'm not kidding you. We're gonna tax the diapers. No. Pause.
We're gonna put more chips in the bag. You ever open a bag of chips?
Well, anyway, yeah, the capital gains, because the normal Americans don't gain washing powder for their clothes because
they can't afford it.
I don't know my hands with the kids and roaches. You know how Biden gets down. He's always pause. But yeah, he the normal people, they're just going to hear the rhetoric of, we're going after the richer Americans, the higher class Americans, and it's not going to affect you. But again, I made this post earlier and I'll say it again. El Stupidos, do you want to be poor all your damn life? Because understand, these capital gains taxes are coming after you, and anything you do to try and get you and your family ahead. If you take the money that you got taxed from your paycheck that they've already ate off of, you take the money that just was left over from the taxes and you invest it into some cryptocurrency, and your $100 coin, or your $1 coin that you spent $100 for, that you now have turned each $1 coin into $100 coins, right? Everything at that $99+ each coin is now going to be taxed 40%.
Exactly. Yes. I pulled it up here while you were talking about it so people understand. A capital gains tax is the tax on profits realized on the sale of a non-inventory asset. The most common capital gains are realized from the sale of stocks, bonds, precious metals, real estate, very important, you read that, real estate, and property. Okay. And I just wanted to put that there because the way that you get out of the poverty cycle, or the most times the way I see people get out of a poverty cycle, is capital gains profit. You buy into something larger than you that can create wealth quicker than you can. You only have so many years on this planet. You only have so many hours a week to create wealth for you and your family. However, if you invest $1,000 in a company that has 10,000 people working to create wealth, you can get a larger portion of that, stocks, bonds, and real estate. That's the biggest thing. I know so many people that bought a $100,000 house 10 years ago that now live in $1 million home. And they're not necessarily rich people, but as we were saying before, they now have equity. And now they don't have to pay $100,000 in interest rates to be able to gain assets. They're not in debt to the bank just to try to break the poverty cycle, which is how that all works. So capital gains, basically what he's saying is, we're going to make it cost 40% more for you to not be poor anymore. If you want to own a piece of land and be able to sell it, it's going to cost you almost half of that piece of land. Literally. So if you get a piece of land for $10,000 and you sit on it for 20 years because it's part of your retirement, and that piece of land is now worth $100,000 facetiously, it's going to cost you $50,000 to sell it, because Biden in America, because that's how poor people aren't going to be poor anymore. It makes no sense, guys. It makes no sense. I swear the fix is in and they don't even want him to be president. I feel like they're almost throwing their hands up and like, we'll work behind the scenes for 4 years with Trump because there is no way this guy is trying to win an election right now. He wouldn't
Right.
he wouldn't win the election of the he would win a student council body president election with this platform. So
Right.
King Introvert hits us with a question. What do you guys think about what is Operations Hope by Brian Hope? Creating 1 million businesses for Black folks, I believe he's saying here. Have you heard of that? Do you know about that?
I heard mentions of it, and I actually just went and looked into it. And I'm gonna say right here, right now, he's a big motherfucking no for me, dog. He is a big motherfucking hope for me. Nope for me. And Mike's probably like, he's looking like, oh my God, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, because
Whoa.
I know if
All
you
right.
say that, I'm all ears.
Hey, I'm
all ears.
no, I'm private chat. Pull it up. Private chat. It's on the way in right now. He's a big no for me. Once it's on the screen,
We share it.
Sounded good. Yeah, put it up.
All right.
Put it up.
All right, so this is Operation Hope. Boom. Our founder.
What no, go no, fuck that. Fuck him.
Okay.
Muscle face looking motherfucker. What does that say? Just came in the screen. In the blue.
Clinton.
In the blue.
Oh yeah, that's
in the blue.
That's all I needed.
In the blue. That was all. Now go to the homepage. Click on Operation Hope.
But I'm sorry, but of course, you know what I'm saying,
bruh. I mean, you could like. I seen that and was like, boy, hell no. But go to the homepage and scroll up. That looks good, smells good. But again, you got the dig.
Yeah,
it smells good. Keep scrolling. Typical for a website. Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. No, they got a report. Again, I saw that. Beautiful. Keep scrolling. Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's that. But then it was this. In the last couple of days, Operation Hope and SBA forged strategic alliance.
We were just
Operation Hope partner and help financial resiliency. So it's like, wait a minute. The same people who is saying I'm going to tax capital gains is the same people who I think is going to help me foster financial literacy.
Wow. And look at where they're at right there. As we said, we got to pull this up now. Atlanta. Operation Hope, a national nonprofit entrepreneur U.S. strategic alliance memorandum signing with the U.S., the SBA, underscoring a shared commitment to empower small businesses nationwide. Together, the organizations have set a goal to create, scale, and grow minority-owned business. It smells like a money laundering. Sorry.
Smells like money laundering to me. Smells like money laundering to me. So
wow.
It's a big no. It's a big get your muscle fucking face ass out my face, my nigga. Cause nah, bro. Clinton Global Initiative, my nigga.
Yeah.
Clinton Global Initiative. And please. So nah, bro.
Do you ever feel like the Clintons sit back and go, how can we fuck black people over today? It's like, do you think they just wake up and they're like, we got a lot of power. We know a lot of people.
Yes, I do think that's exactly how they think, and I think it's I don't think it's so much of Bill. I think Bill is just able to just go fuck and do whatever he wants to do as being Bill. I think Hillary, as we see, because she's the pantsuit bitch, I think she wears the pants in the relationship and whatever she wants to do and hating on black people, she does. We know Bill don't hate black people. Bill he may have some kind of disdain, but he has a soft spot. Because Bill has a whole black son in these streets. So we know Hillary feels some type of way because Bill made a black son.
That's true, though.
Nah. Cheers.
That is some pew, 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 pew. Cheers to that right there. You know what I'm saying? That's funny. Speaking of meetups, and speaking of conservative meetups, did you see that Trump and Desantis met up this weekend?
Yes, I did. They had breakfast and spent a few hours, and sources are saying that Ron DeSantis reached out to a mutual friend, and they had lunch, and he wanted to bury the hatchet. He had to go back and kiss some ass. Like,
Yeah.
listen, man, I'm sorry. And I was listening to people like this dickhead who got us this meeting, who was like, hey, you should run and all this. And I was feeling myself, feeling myself. I was listening to Beyonce, and I realized that I should not have done that. So, Trump, I'm sorry, and I'm going to raise money, and I'm going to do all that I can to support you in the state of Florida. Even though you know that Florida is going to vote for you, I'm still going to support you and be that guy for you in Florida, because that's what I'm going to do, sir. And I think that's what it was.
Yeah, fair. And um not only that, but I think he also understands that he wants to have a longer career, and DeSantis could still be president legitimately in
Mm-hmm.
8 years, 10 years. Although I think Vivek walked in and is like, no, that's my spot, homie. I know what you thought you were doing, but watch how it's actually done. And then what's funny is it's a term now. I call it getting DeSantis. When your
Yeah.
homeboys it's just like when you're at the bar and your boys know that this dude is gonna whip your ass, but they keep buying you shut fighting, bro. No, man, he's talking shit, bro. No, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he looked at your
Mm-hmm.
girl last time you were with your girl. He was staring at your girl, man. You can whip him. Don't be scared. Here, drink this shot of tequila. Hey, man, 2 more shots for my boy. Go get him. And then you just get drove. You drag him out to the parking lot. And then he just like drives you. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
The boys are just laughing. They're like, no, you should have known better. It's like that's Trump, or excuse me, DeSantis got DeSantis. He got so gassed up. He got gassed up into a presidential election thinking he could do better than the man that was going to destroy him from the jump. And quite honestly, that's what happened. It's not wrong to be gassed up if you're DeSantis. I'm the best governor in the United States. Quite possibly, bro. Quite possibly. You know what I mean? I'm the strongest governor. Well, I'm definitely the strongest conservative governor. I did the best against COVID. I have the best money in the state. I'm taking on Disney. No one's ever done that. And winning and gaining support. Yeah, man, you should be president. Yeah, well, that's Trump. You know what I'm saying? And look, that's a very detailed story you just made up, right?
Yeah, because I'm finna say, he was a bitch during COVID too. You know what I'm saying? He broke down, and then he opened back up, because he definitely were like, oh, he did not stay open. That motherfucker shut down.
But then he said no, they did go hard on him, and he did.
Yeah.
He told
And he opened
Disney.
up. He did open back up. You know what I'm saying? He did.
Yeah.
He also, one of the things that we caught was there was a mandate for if if there's an emergency with health and you refuse to take a shot or to do what was recommended, you could be forced by the Florida government to be, vaccinated or whatever the case may be. That was in law, and then we caught it, and it was like, oh, no, that was there because of past times, and we're going to change. It was like, yeah, so that means you're not reading these bills, motherfucker, before you put them through when they come across, man. Fuck you,
Man. I mean, yeah, but you know how much bills most of the time don't get read by the governor. I mean, that's just what it is. King introvert. Right. Yeah. Interesting point. He was saying instead of the Brian Hope operation thing, should Trump replicate it to get? What's funny is just because I listen to your Twitter Spaces and I know you and I pay attention, I know he already is, but I want you to go ahead and answer this for us anyway. Should Trump replicate something like this to get the black vote? What do you think about that?
I think he should just continue. He's been talking about financial literacy and financial empowerment within the black community. I think he should just continue doing what he was already doing. I think black folk, I don't need a fucking Brian Hope to tell me that I need to be financial literate. I don't need that, because Protocol's been saying that shit for years. Protocol has been working with financial system builders, World Financial Group, to help get people educated financially, to bring financial literacy. I don't need a Brian Hope. I need people like Brian Hope to get the fuck out the way, because you're partnering up. You are working against the good that you say you're trying to do for our people. Bitch, you with the Clinton Global Initiative. What are you talking about? What are we talking about here? We already know how they feel about black people. What are we talking about here? We've already seen what they did down in Haiti. What are we talking about here? No, bro. I'm good. Keep his plan. His plan is nothing but something that has already been replicated by other people, that's already been out by other people. Now he's just a big muscle face, muscle head bound ass person that they can put on something and push as the flavor of the week. You need to know financial literacy regardless of a Brian Hope or a protocol. That's the only way you can actually have something in life. But again, when you got an idiot who this government, that he's partnered with the same people who was like, you will own nothing and be happy. And I expect you to be the one to tell me that I can own something with them on the ticket? That doesn't make sense.
Not at all. Exactly. Yeah.
So no, don't replicate shit he has going on. Continue doing what you was already doing. Continue doing what you was already doing.
And a great factoid, King Introvert, you may not know, and something that Pro taught me and is true is that black businesses increased over 200% under Trump, and that was before. Sorry,
400%.
400. My bad, 400. I think it's one of those. You're thinking of it. You're like, no, I'm gonna say a bombastic number. You know what I mean? Like 200 is kind of a bombastic number.
That is bombastic.
It's like
that's
people
why I
are
was
like,
yes. Give it all of it. Give me all that. 400%. Give me all that.
But what does that tell you about black business? That tells you it's just waiting. It's just fomenting. Darn near every, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but from what I've seen, industrious, hardworking black families, there's darn near a business in every black home. Because you know what I mean? Because when we grew up, it was always about making T-shirts, rap. We used to dub our cassettes and sell blank cassettes, and we write our little hip hop on it. You know what I mean? We'd make T-shirts with the press. We go to the laundry mat where they had the press, and you buy the iron on, and we'd press it. You know, and then we started bumping and copying CDs, and it's just like, and then I mean, I had a homeboy. He was the most brilliant. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. DIY, baby, all day, every day. That's what I'm saying. One of the smartest dudes I ever knew, and I didn't put it together till years later, when I worked in a telemarketing place. I may have told this story, but it was back when Little Debbie boxes were 99 cents. Remember, it was 99 cents or $1.09 for the fancy Little Debbie's. Yeah,
for the
and
whole
he would sell.
box.
And back then, as a telemarketer, the key was staying on your time. And the way they did it was, if you didn't take a lunch and you worked through your 2 15-minute breaks, you got to leave an hour early. So you know, and as a young dude, you're like, yeah, man, I'll just grind through, drink a water. You know what I mean? You get like a little 5 minutes time throughout the day. And he would sit there and he would sell 30 cents or 3 for $1, and 6 came in the box for Little Debbie's. And he had like 5 boxes in a little duffel bag, just like a drug. And he would unzip it and be like, what you want, man? 3 for $1. He's like, 1 for 35 cents, 3 for $1. And you didn't trip because you were trying to stay there, and you'd buy 3 and that was your snack. And then you turn around, the dude's driving a nice car. You know what I'm saying? Wear a nice car. Dude named Kevin, I'll never forget. Kind of a nerdy dude. He didn't care. He wasn't trying to floss, but he always had money, and it was like, this dude is going to be rich. I got to look him up. Maybe he is rich and he'll like me and, you know, give us $1 million. But I'm just saying, there is so much strong business acumen and availability if you just provide an incubator, if you just stop cutting it down, if you just stop taxing capital gains taxes by an extra 40% on poor people trying to develop real estate and buy stocks and create value in companies. Because what's a valuable company? A publicly traded company, a company that is on the NYSE or whatever the case may be. That is a valuable company. So now we're going to take 40% out of that company. How's that going to work for any small black business owner trying to do an upstart? How's that going to or getting stock investments, you know, prospective stock investments? Steph Colonel in the building. What's up, Steph?
Hey, y'all, do me a favor, man. Everybody who's over there watching on Rumble right now, do me a favor right now. Smash that like button, y'all. Do me a favor, smash that like button. Let's trigger this algorithm, bro. We got to get the page up, man, because they're getting ready to cut us, man. They're going to kick us off of YouTube. We know that's coming. So we got to be in position, man. So hit that like button, trigger the algorithm, let people know that we're watching, share. And if you're not subscribed, do me a favor and subscribe to the page. I appreciate you. Also, if you're watching over on YouTube, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. All my people on X, same thing, baby. Hit the like button and hit the share, repost the space and the live, and let them know that we're on, man. I'm saying space because I've been in spaces all dang on weekend.
I don't want to get to that. Was an amazing space. But just to cap off what you just said for real, put a cape on it and send it in the air. We had Shane Cashman on, sold over 1 million books all in his career, New York Times
Mhm.
bestseller. We were talking about donations and public funding and your GoFundMe's and that kind of thing. And he was like, man, the best thing you can do, honestly, is like and share. He's like, when you share my work, when you share what it's the game changer, because then everything
Mhm.
else falls into place. And I'm like, yeah, it makes sense in this world. If you're all over the place, everything they pay you. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
one of those,
Mhm.
you got to get the following to be paid for the following.
Yep.
So but it's all good, and you're absolutely right there, man. Share the work, because if you share this work, if you like this work, if you don't like this work, drop a hateful comment, share it, and have more people talk shit about us. Bring it.
That's it. I'm with it. I'm with it. Look, I notice, right? Every time I'm in the club on Rumble, whenever I do a show in the club, I always get thumbs down on Rumble. I always got somebody that hit a thumbs down. And I'm like, shit, bring
Huh.
more. You know what I'm saying? Bring more. I love it, because now people are going to be like, damn, why does it have a thumbs down? It's like, but it was a good show. Are you mad because he's black in a club? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is really going on here? But
I
yeah,
came here to get a Trump switchblade,
right.
and there's a black man in a club. Grr.
I
Amy says
love
they
it.
jealous. That's
Yeah,
true.
they
So.
probably is. I don't care though, because what they gonna do? They gonna fight me?
Right. So, man, I think it's interesting, as you were saying, man, to kind of wrap that Saturday and dealing with those community leaders, being a part of that in a hotbed for not only politics in America, but specifically black politics in America. When CNN comes out and says one of the very few places in America, and there's, whiteys, chalkies, not even, they don't get chalky, just whiteys, peckers. They come out and they say, the black vote won't matter in too many places, but definitely in Georgia, the black vote is going to matter in the state. So to be involved is awesome there, and to see that it's the economy like it is everywhere, and then school. Let me ask you if you could go into that just a little bit. Try not to go over time, because it looks like we are, because I want to wrap up the campus stuff, but it's important. What are they saying about schools? What are black conservative folks? And I want to hit the space today too. But what are the black folks, black conservative community leaders saying about schooling? How do they feel about it? What are their thoughts on it currently?
So, basically, the public schools have been failing us. It's time to do something different. Let's get our money. Let's start our own schools. Let's teach our children, and then we don't have to worry about them not teaching our history or anything of that nature, because we can teach it ourselves. We have the money and the ability to open our schools and teach our children ourselves. What that looks like is definitely up to us to mold it to where it can fit what we need. But that's essentially what it is. They're failing us. They're having these boys, um, compete with our girls. They're having these bathrooms that they're saying are just unisex bathrooms, and anybody can go in. You got schools that are putting litter boxes in the corner of bathrooms because there's a kid who identifies as a cat or whatever the hell is going on. So these are just things that is just too damn much, that they're like, this shit has to stop. And in order for us to stop it, we have to do this. So, that's pretty much what the black conservatives are thinking about the whole schooling. They're getting away with highway robbery. They're funneling money to wherever they want to funnel it, and they're not taking the best interest of the kids or the families at heart. And they're trying to fuck out the families, out the parents.
I think we can all agree with that, man. And speaking of that, something amazing happened today. I got to
Mhm.
tune into a Twitter space that you were a part of. And it was a bunch of black folks talking about how important it was to support Trump. Here's why it's so important that we talk about this a little bit, is because you won't find it on MSNBC. You won't find it on CNN. You won't find it on Fox. You won't find it on Real America's News. There are no real folks in the real streets living a real life talking about how they were proud black conservative folks and how they want Trump in, not because they have a loyalty to this guy over that or this party over that, but because of these policies and where this person stands. He's clearly the obvious choice. And I was so mad I've not heard this conversation anywhere else. We got all the 24-hour news channels, all the YouTubes, all the Rumbles, and I'd not heard this conversation anywhere else. Wow. You know what I mean? It was so
Mhm.
powerful, man. So who was running that, and what was that about? A little more. So
So that was put on. That was put on by my girl, Sexy Ross. Shouts out to Miss Sexy Ross. She's in the A. So here's the deal. That all stemmed on the heels of the event yesterday. Not so much on the event, but the backlash that a lot of us incurred after the event on Twitter, or X, as it is now more commonly referred to, known, and registered as. People were hating. People were mad. They were, I put up a video, and it was my video. Surprisingly, I don't know. These people are making me want to pay for a goddamn blue check, because here we go again. I have another double thousand figure post that has just got all this engagement and all this talk, and I don't have a blue check, so I don't get paid for it. Anyway, people seeing the video of setup time now. This is setup time. We done got done dealing with the police. We're getting set up. I take a brief video of us who are a part of the event. It's very few of us, because we're there setting up. And I'm like, yeah, we in the park, we in Atlanta, come on down, whatever the case may be. Oh my gosh, these people jumping there. Oh, there ain't nobody showed up. Oh, it's empty. Oh, where's everybody at? Ain't nobody. I mean, it just went crazy. People were attacking us, of course, calling us the coons and all that other good stuff. And so it was like, okay, and on the heels of that, a space was born. And that was to talk about the Trump's 47 agenda and how it can help for Black people and XYZ. And Sexy Raw put on an amazing show. Shouts out to Sexy Raw. Shouts out to Net. Shouts out to Mark Carter. Shouts out to Unc Rob. Shouts out to the tribe, man, the whole tribe. We had beautiful conversations about Agenda 47 and the Project 2025, and how that we as Blacks can take advantage of what's being put into play. And of course, the topic of reparations came about, and you already know how we feel over here about reparations on Rumble. All the ringside rumblers know how we feel about reparations on Rumble. And if you don't know how we feel about reparations on Rumble, guess what? If you check out either Rumble page, whether it be the PT Pod page or Protocols page on Rumble, you can find the episode of the Great Reparations debate between me, Protocol, and my partner, Fresh Mike.
Yeah,
we had a beautiful conversation, and we tell you exactly how we feel about reparations. So, that was there. That was a major topic, and man, that space was exhausting. But it was beautiful, and it was needed. And actually, it got so hot. It got so hot in that space. Two things happened. One, my phone got hot, kicked me out of space.
It did.
Got hot and kicked me out of space. Second thing is, it got so hot, not long after that, the whole space got blew up, and then we had to go and start a whole nother space on what was.
See, I lost it. You came back. I was listening. You came back. Then the space, and I thought it was just done. Because, like I said, I was helping the homie, like I was doing house, remodeling work, and I was like, oh, it must have ended. You know what I mean? And it just got that hot.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, what I love was how I loved how much respect you get. I feel like if I'm Jimmy Page and you're Robert Plant, I'm used to you being a great vocalist. You know what I mean? That's what I'm just used to. I play guitar, you sing. Sure, we're some of the best in the world, but to us, you know what I mean? We're on the same bus. You know what I mean? I'm waiting on you to get out the bathroom. Even though you're one of the best, and that's and not that I don't respect and love what you do and value, the opportunity to be in the mix. However, to hear other folks, man, to hear other folks just talk about, man, he was cooking, and wow, he had some major good points. And these are pro-Trump folks who still aren't armed with the tools and the weapons that you have, and you bring this to all of us. So that's why it's so important that you have your voice. That's why, to me, it's important that a layperson, and which I try to play that role the best, have a chance to question you. Oh yeah,
coming with the strap. I'm always strapped
up.
We always strapped, and for the guys who don't know the joke, they say that I can't pick up my pews in the lives. So this is a representation of how I'm coming in real life. You know what I'm saying? We reload. All right. We don't retreat. Understand that. Yes, sir.
You're a headhunter. That's the thing. I feel bad for people coming after you.
I have to get, so I have the scope, but I have it on my smaller one that's in there. Me and my kids be having Nerf wars, you know what I'm saying? So it's only right that Pop come out, you know what I'm saying, with the oh my goodness, Dad. Yes.
The gun, the headhunter's gun. But you got liberal scalps on your belt. You know, I see
Yeah,
them. You know
man.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I was collecting some this weekend, but listen, them folk went hard in the paint in them comments. I was like, oh, this is how y'all want to go? Bitch, let's get it. I made one dude reevaluate all of his choices. That nigga said, I went for a bike ride and realized that I had messed up. I apologize. I was like,
Wow.
yeah, uh-huh. There was another dude who came in there talking about the coon cash or something. And I hit him with I was like, oh, look at you coming in, bringing out little posting little trinkets, showing little trinkets to get laughs out of people. And he looks very fruity in his picture. And I was like, I bet you're used to bringing out little trinkets that get laughed at, aren't you? I was like,
Right. That's how you do it.
and he blocked me. He was like, oh. I was like, oh, no, don't block me, bro. You came on my post, bro. I wasn't messing with you. Someone reposted my post, and you decided you were going to come over here and mess with me. But guess what, bro? I'm a different breed. I'd let everybody. I am of the generation, and we're going to keep moving. But I just got to say this: I'm of the generation that had internet and played outside. All right. So, with that being said, internet, I don't live in as a metaverse. All I do is post what I do and how I think and how I move in real life and what I want to share with you online. It's not a facade. It's not a fake. It's just a real nigga that's on the internet. All right. That's what it is. Don't come to me with that foolish stuff because I'm gonna tell you to put an address on it.
Send your location.
I send that pin. And that's all, and that's how it's going down. But people are starting to realize that, and the trolls was trolling, but they found out that dang, it's really some real ones. But the whole space was awesome. If you get a chance, go on Sexy Raw's page. I've shared both of the spaces. I'll make sure that I'll share them again. Actually, while we're doing the show, I'll share them right quick, and you can go in and go back and listen to them. It's probably about 4 or 5 hours worth of space, if I'm going to totally be honest, if not longer.
But a lot of powerful information in there, man. And once
Mm-hmm.
again, why I'm thankful for stuff like Twitter Spaces is because this stuff is so not allowed. I mean, I know I can find several highly intelligent, high level, community involved, scholar level folks that are Black talking about issues on the liberal side. You know what I mean? They have those shows on PBS. They feature them all the time. And this is a real shortfall, not to, get my Sonny Johnson on too hard, but this is a real shortfall of the red, whites, and overall the Republican Party and the conservative movement is not allowing those spaces because those spaces educate us all, allow us to communicate with each other better, allow us to communicate with others who may not know us or may completely believe opposite of us better because we're taking the time to learn and understand other people's feelings, experiences, and thoughts there. And I'm not trying to sound liberal, but a wise man knows the ways of his competitor, the Seven Rings Musashi. Anyway, the point is understand people. If you understand people and what they're thinking, it's a lot easier to communicate and get your point across to them. One of my favorite things is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Because if I know you don't give a crap about me, why am I obligated to do anything for you? This is not liberal. This is not conservative. This is basic human psychology. If I put your hand to a flame, you pull it back, and you don't need to politicize that. If I care about why I need your vote, if I care about the importance of your vote and the power of your vote, I need to let you know that regardless of what party I stand for. Because if I'm an elected official, my whole job is to represent you anyway. That's supposed to be the thing. So we forgot about that a long time ago. So remember that, and remember the most successful people in any competitive industry whatsoever use a lot of psychology, point blank, period. And speaking of psychology there, one of the most perverted, screwed up ways psychology is happening in America right now is through the campus college system, specifically the Ivy League system, man. And now
Lord
we
of mercy.
got Dollar Tree BLM Light. You know what I mean? Half the fires, third of the murder. Anyway, yeah. What's going on, man? This has to be coordinated,
Of
right?
course.
What is going
Absolutely.
on? Who's doing it? What
Look
do you think's
for the
going on?
printed signs. Look for the
Yeah.
uniform printed signs. You know what
Look
I'm
for the
saying?
brand new tents. Look for the brand new out of the
Brand
box
new.
tents. Yeah. So,
Right.
yeah.
What's happening here is they are mobilizing their ground. This is Summer of Love 2.0, bro. This is what they need. And then also you got Biden talking about issuing possibly a climate change executive order, right? This is them doing what they have to do to create chaos and discourse amongst the people in the streets so that they can do what they need to do for the election. We always need to harvest energy during an election cycle so that, certain things can take place. And that's what they're doing. They are energy harvesting. They are sending their paid people to go and start trouble so that they can create the smoke screen that they need. This is Bad Boys 2. Martin's on the table with the dead body getting ready to be rolled out, and Will is on the horn calling the two Latinos in the air, run that ambulance into the building. Okay, that is what this is at this moment in life. And we just got to recognize that, y'all. We have to recognize this. Don't get caught up in it. Fuck both sides. Fuck both sides of this whole situation right here. But this is controlled opposition at work. That is what this is.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I'm not
And it
saying, fuck the people who are getting killed innocently, because that is a huge problem to me and it needs to be taken care of. But it's taken care of by saying, boy, y'all stop this shit. Fuck you, Israeli government for doing this shit, and fuck you, Hamas government, because people forget Hamas is the governmental leaders of Gaza, bro. They elected the Hamas party. So we got to say fuck you, Hamas, for the shit that you're doing. You guys need to stop this. Sit your punk asses down, hash this shit out. They can come up with a two-state solution. There's nothing saying that a two-state solution cannot solve this issue. They can literally, like, if they want to, they can literally carve. It's like, all right, you know what? Israel, you're a bigger landmass than Gaza. Tell you what, we're going to cut Gaza in half so that you guys can get access to the water, because we know you want access to the water. So we can cut a piece out of it so you can get access to the water. But that same amount of space that we took to give to you to have access for the water, we can take from your inland and give it to them. We can draw the lines that we can do this. And although they may lose a little bit of beachfront, they gain some other land. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah.
like, there's ways to do this.
I don't even think that's the play anymore, man.
No, that's not the play.
I think it's what if it's gangster style, I think it's one of those. All right, man. Basically, okay. So say I'm Crips and you're Bloods, right? Your team is
Mhm.
Bloods, right? Well, I know that I got one of my boys in the same county as one of your boys, and I want to start a war outside here. So I'm gonna have my boy inside stab your boy inside, right? And then as the information leaks out, I'm already prepared and set up for the war to go to war. And then I can say, oh, your boy attacked my boy or whatever, or tell whatever story I want about some place that none of us were or are. And I can tell whatever story I want to tell. And then I can create justification for a whole big war. And then I can create justification for no election. That's
Mhm.
how I see this. I literally see Israel, Gaza as pawns on the bigger chessboard. Not that Israel or Gaza are pawns themselves. I think Israel is a much, more power player. But I'm saying these moves are pawn-like moves in the game,
Yeah.
because we all know Israel and Gaza. I mean, come on. You have there's the type of president that will do Abraham Accords and create
Mhm.
more peace and less death in that region than in the last since it's existed. And then we have the kind of president that somehow is going to fund both sides into genocide. Yet the guy who did the Abraham Accords is the bad guy. Anyway,
Right.
regardless of that, I really think because it has to do with Iran, because
Mhm.
because let's be honest, man. I mean, you want to talk, world leadership? You want to talk world leader thought? Why has Gaza not been wiped off the map? It's not like Gaza has to exist and Gaza can
Right.
defend itself against Israel. It's Iran. It's the rest of the Muslim nations that will attack Israel if they mess with Gaza. We all know that.
Mhm.
So these are pawns in a game, in my opinion, and the whole thing is to get us into a big war. And that's, straight up Putin said, word for word, if Ukraine goes into the UN, we will use nuclear weapons. And then the very next thing you
Mhm.
see, we want Ukraine in the UN. In the same way, it's there will not be a genocide. That's what I'm looking for. There will not be a genocide in Gaza. Israel needs to be kinder and step down. This is what even good old Biden and what we're saying while we're sending them billions of dollars for more war. And it's
Mhm.
all, and then we're bombing Yemen right outside of Iran. Then Iran is sending missiles. It's all set up to confuse us and to create world war because they know what they're doing. It's all
Yep.
a plan, man. So
Yep.
anyway, that's my thought there. And what they want to do is create local strife because these kids don't even know. Most of these kids on these college campuses, if you told them what Hamas stood for,
Right.
it's like,
Right.
oh, hey, if you're gay, we get to kill you. If you've had sex with a man and you're not married, we get to kill you. Let's be real here. Hamas is not chill or liberal in any way, shape, or form.
Queers for Palestine.
And as the summer comes, they're going to lose, because remember, they're all out next month. So they're going to
Yeah.
lose this momentum. Kids go home. Kids aren't going to hang around college and do this.
They're finna go home in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. So they've got to get that momentum now. They've got to get that pub now. They've got to get these kids angered and riled up now. And then, who knows what's going to come. But we're going to
That's
be
why they
here.
tried to push Frank Tyson, the guy who got killed by the police. That's why, but it didn't get traction like they wanted to because people was like, wait, what did he do? Oh, he crashed his car in a pole and split it.
Yeah.
And then ran in the bar like he was on Scooby-Doo. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if we want to get into the deeper of that, I think the cops obviously could have done a better job. I don't think that they
absolutely.
I honestly don't think they had ill intent to murder the man. I think they were
Right.
like a lot of those cats, dereliction of duty. They should have set him up. They should have made sure, that's the one thing we need to do in police reform, in my opinion, is remind cops that they are first responders first. I am a
Right.
first responder. Before I
Right.
need to arrest somebody, I need to make sure they're not having a seizure or a heart attack or respiratory disorder before I try to arrest them and put the full boot of the law on them. That's the first thing. If you fail in your duty as a first responder, I think the charges should be so high of dereliction of duty that everybody, you know what I mean? People don't accidentally die when they're being arrested anymore.
It makes
And they
the
get to
right. It
help
makes the
somebody.
next group.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next group is like, oh hell no, nah. He can't breathe. And then it's like, I can't breathe. Everybody jump back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The person furthest to the right, you reach over and you flip him over. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that. Everybody jump back. Person to the right, flip him over, sit him up. Person to the left, if he's on the ground, he needs to be, and you can't reach him from the back. Pause. Get him, push him forward, and sit him in a position to where he's in recovery. Like it needs to be I can't breathe. Automatic protocol goes into play to get a person into recovery position. And until they do that, that's just something that we have to work for. But that is getting into these rooms and having the conversations. And that was something big that was in the spaces. It was like all these people, well, what about this? And they're not doing this and doing that. Bitches, you in the room? You're saying this, but are you in the room? And if you can't get to the room, who is in the room that is voicing your opinion in the room for you? If you're not putting nobody in the room to voice the opinion, do me a favor, STFU.
That you said that today was so powerful. And we've heard it before. They don't want you to vote. They don't want you to be involved. They want you to just complain. And when you do vote and get involved, to them, they have to register. They have to see it. And that number is dangerous. That black and white recorded historical register of you using your voice has to be recorded and respected on some level. Even if, everything is screwed, at least you did it, man. And that's the thing.
Yep.
And speaking of doing it, we have done number 21, brother. We're out of 220. I only put you 20 minutes late. I appreciate it.
It's all good. It's all good. It was a good show. It's not 3 hours tonight.
Yeah, man. Well, and you've earned your clock out. You did
Yeah.
shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday was a live one, but you did a show, and live ones are a lot of times more harder physically. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because you're out
Yeah.
there, and you drove 8 hours around. So Thursday night you did a show all the way up until early morning hours. Then you got up early. Then Friday you did a show and a club party. Saturday you did an 8 hour round trip and a huge event, and then today you just did a 2.5 hour show. Pro, that's why you're the man. That's why I roll hard. That's why 10 toes. That's why a bullet has to come through me to get to you, my brother, always and every day.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that.
Guys, make sure you follow my man on his Instagram, his Facebooks, and his Twitters. And that's in fact, I'll just I had you pulled up. Now it's back here. Let me see if I can back it out. Shout out to King Introvert, by the way. And of course, shout out to Protocol. It's Seaport Pro on Twitter and X, and Pro Reacher on Facebook. And what's your Instagram now? Sorry.
Seaport Pro. Seaport Pro.
Seaport Pro on Instagram
Yeah,
as well. Make sure you follow my man. I'm FW Mike. Good evening, Fuego. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. And Amy says, get some rest, sir. She loves you. And guys, thank you so much. I'm FW Mike on X. That's the only place you need me. And if you need anything at CO Comedy. And guys, thank you so much. Anything you want to leave the folks with before we allow you to get? You look tired, brother. You look like you're like, man, I need a nap, y'all.
I need a super nap. I'm finna go eat and get on this game though for a little while. That's the mission. Anything else I want to leave with the people, man? Y'all just stay up, keep your head on the swivel, stay getting educated. Don't let people, you know what I'm saying, shame you into anything that you don't want to do or you don't want to be a part of. Stand 10 toes down. And if you need backup, call your boy Pro, and I'll be there in a New York second. You understand? Outside of that, man, appreciate everybody for checking in. Shouts out to the whole Twitter fam. Shouts out to the whole, the whole X fam. Shouts out to the whole Black Patriot fam. Shouts out to the FBA fam. Shouts out to all my new followers over on X, man. I am getting closer and closer to 1,000 followers all over again. So if you're watching this for the first time over on X, or you're on any of the other streaming platforms, listen, give me a follow at Seaport Pro, man. Help me get to 1,000. If I get to 1,000 by the end of the week, I might get a blue check mark, even though I don't want to pay for it. As my dog Fuego says, keep your powder dry and your koopy on tight, baby. Good night.
Good night, y'all. Thank you so much.